you're the only one or Cole, you're the only one here right now. So, oh, hold on, we got another person. Do you want to come up, Cole, or are you busy right now? Oh, okay. That's all good. Yeah, I still haven't finished the. I haven't gotten another chapter into the debunking transphobia video. The one on Ken Zucker. No, his last name is Zucker. What is it? Yeah, Kenneth Zucker. I thought I had that right. It's so. People do have an issue with people being able to live lives freely, and not having to be discriminated against even. And what I mean by legal erasure means that essentially that there's people who are trying to pass laws that basically erase the idea of trans people existing in some sort of way, or tries to restrict their access to things such as gender affirming care. But they don't. That's a claim. They do. I don't know if you've ever met somebody who's trans, but they certainly exist. Hi, I know you've been up before, or been on live with you, so I know that you're over 18. Do you disagree that trans people deserve to live free from violence, discrimination, and legal erasure?
I agree with the first two. Violence for sure, discrimination depends on what you mean by that, but in the broad sense, yes. Um, and legal erasure, I don't know what you mean by that. That's what the question was. I don't know if I disagree.
So like erasing them through existence through legislation, creating rules that de facto or explicitly basically make trans people not exist in any sort of the way, or remove access to care.
Oh, to care like gender affirming care?
Yeah.
Oh, like for adults or children?
Is there a difference?
Well, I would have a no, not for me. I would have a contention with both, but I am curious what you hold. Is it just for children or adults? Or
Generally,
other way around?
I would just reference to what medical to what doctors would uh, suggest, and generally speaking, the current medical consensus is that gender affirming care is life saving care and medically necessary. And I don't think that if it's under that classification, we should ever put a limit on what age. Um,
Yeah, so in order to see what is good for them, obviously, like I would want to have a like a normative, ethical like conversation. So an appeal to authority would, by the way, would always be a fallacy. Just because a doctor or a medical professional does it doesn't mean that it's right or stands by it. We've done a lot of that in the past, even with like pregnant women smoking cigarettes and all kinds of things. So
Well, I'm
No,
not
I don't.
appealing
I
to
don't.
authority. I'm appealing to what is it? It's expertise, but it's relevant expertise. So that people who have
Yeah,
elder
expertise. Yeah, this is appeal to authority.
no,
This,
it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, so like what's the whole point when like do you agree that someone can do an appeal to authority to like their like graduation certificate from like college or something? Do you agree?
So appealing to authority would be like appealing to like a governor or somebody who has a position of authority. Um,
Yeah, a
it,
doctor
an
in the
appeal
case of your
to
medical advice.
expertise is not fallacious
Yeah,
by default.
expertise in medical, yeah, in healthcare. Like that's yeah, that's an appeal to authority. Yeah.
No, it's not.
You can just yeah, just get on your laptop. I heard you typing and just ask if saying that just because a doctor says it that we should follow it is that if that's an appeal to authority because I can put it on my screen if you want to.
I literally just searched up as appeal to expertise fallacious, and it says
You
it's
would
not
like me to put
fallacious by
it
default.
yeah, so you would like me to put it on the screen? Could you big screen me if I go get it?
Um, sure.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Real quick.
Yeah, and it's not like it's.
So, like right here, if you could big screen me,
Yep, I got it.
literally right here is appealing to saying we should allow some form of care by saying sorry because a doctor said so is an appeal to authority. Yes, that is a classical an appeal to authority. You're just saying because of an authority figure. Now, if you said that because you had evidence, but this still wouldn't even be. This is why I asked you to let me get out my argument because this still wouldn't even be against my argument. If they did harm themselves, it's not against my argument. So that wouldn't unravel anything I'm saying. So can I present my argument to you now? Because I'm
Sure.
open minded. I would like to discuss. Okay. Um, so my argument is that the philosophy through our medical field, I think we can all agree, is doctors should do no harm. Um, in my definition of harm, I'm just going to take a comparative counter factual account of harm, which just means that anytime that you're left in a worse state, if X action or non-action didn't happen or did happen, sorry. And I'm also going to run this in conjunction with a telos and say essentially basically like what's good for their biological interests and what frustrates that biological interest is what is going to be bad, sort of kind of like natural law theory, but little different, I guess.
Would you agree that it's impossible to treat mental well being and physical well being equally? Like they're separate things.
I'm sorry.
Would you agree that mental well being and physical well being are separate things?
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. That's like a tricky question. Like, because for example, like a schizophrenic, we're still even if we give them like medicinal herbs, which there are medicinal Chinese herbs, which I can bring that up as well, for schizophrenia. But even if we gave them that, it's still going to be them physically taking that. That's why I'm asking, what do you mean by that?
So, meaning by like, if somebody's feeling better mentally, is there any point in which you could say that like physical, like what you would probably see as physical harm, is acceptable?
If they're mentally no, No, just because someone mentally or it's putting them out of, even if this was like a mercy unaliving, I would say no. You are obligated not to harm your fellow man. We are of the rational, higher rational kind. So when we see someone suffering, we opt to help or aid them at least in a, even like you could say in a philosophical manner, assisting their soul and being gentle with them during that time, like with a cancer patient or something. Even in a secular way, you could say that. So no, I don't think that of the rational kind human beings do mercy unalivings and things like that. That is barbaric and um, no.
So you would, using the same logic, you would even if somebody's being essentially tortured in their own body, just because it keeps them alive, we must keep them alive because their mental well-being doesn't matter comparatively.
Yeah, so that's a straw man of the argument. I never said that I didn't have an alternative to this mental state. I just said that it's not okay if someone is going through a mental state. That's what you asked me. Through trauma, is it okay to unalive them and put them out of it or physically harm them or whatever? And I said no. I never said that I didn't have an alternative. So that's a straw man.
Well, I asked if you if somebody's mental well-being is better off at the cost of their physical well-being to some extent. Is there
Yeah,
any
and
sort of
so
trade-off? And you said no, so that means that I can just take that to the extreme.
yeah, what do you mean? Is there any sort of trade off? Like, what do you mean by that? You asked me if it's okay to physically harm them. Yes, if they're being like, is it okay to like frustrate their biological interests? If it is the case that it helps them with their mental state, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm telling you no. I'm telling you that even if someone was unaliving and let's say they had like a spear through their back and they're like, "Please, Esme, just take me." I have a moral obligation to assist their soul, and look out for them and care for them and hold on to life because that is what we value of the rational kind, the pursuit of life, happiness, and things like that. But I do not have the right to, um, like morally speaking, to take their life. That's preposterous. Like that would be like saying like, oh, every Make a Wish kid, we can just start gutting them too. Like that's just like I could go to extremes with that. Like I don't even know how you're going to go to extremes with me just saying that you can't unalive someone if they're suffering mentally. Like that's crazy. You know how many people you're just going to mass like it's low key eugenics as well because it's a lot of people are going to be mentally have like a mental illness. So it's like there's a lot of problems with that. Like
I mean, I wouldn't say that under like standard circumstances that just because somebody has some sort of mental illness that it would make sense to like unalive them if they wanted
well,
that. But no,
gender
that's
dysphoria
not.
is distress of the mind, which is extreme depression and anxiety. I wouldn't say like I don't support. Yeah, I'm not supporting you running around unaliving trans people just because they are in extreme distress. What I recommend is herbs and herbal medicine. Sorry, um, now that's the solution here, and therapy in conjunction. But I never said it's okay to run around and unalive them. Like you're just like presenting this random question in front of me and it's just like
Well, I wasn't even
it's
talking
not
about.
getting anywhere.
I wasn't even talking about trans people there. I was just talking about people with mental disabilities of any kind.
Yeah, and I'm saying of no kind, I answered that earlier. Of no kind is it ever okay, even if it wasn't a mental illness and they were just like suffering, like because they had the spear through their back at no time, or like say like you walked in on someone in a home invasion and a woman's tied up and her family's getting tortured and she's suffering mentally. That wouldn't be okay to just unalive her. The rational kind of species we are, we would try to help. Or if you can't help anything with biologically speaking, you wouldn't hurt them though, biologically speaking. Even if she was like red liquiding out, you wouldn't like pew pew her in the or like take a big poker from the kitchen and poke her, right? Would you?
No, but like it's not. You're not in a case where.
Okay, well that's irrational. That's what I'm saying. That's irrational. See, you are of the rational kind. You are of my species. Whether we disagree or not, you are of the rational kind. So yeah, I'm not saying unalive trans people and people with mental illnesses. No.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that either.
Or anyone suffering. Yeah. No. I don't
Well,
think you should harm them biologically because they're suffering. No. Or that's okay. No. It's not permissible.
so let's say that there's a strange disease out there that it makes you very very sad and depressed and unable to even get outside of your bed. It makes you feel agony. and mental anguish that is unspeakable. And the solution to it is scientists have found no way to solve this except for to chop off a tiny bit of your pinky finger.
Yeah.
Would you like? Would you agree that we should allow this? People to get treated.
No, I would say
Oh
look
well,
for
I'd just take that
medicinal
as a
herbs.
reductio at that point. That's absurd. That
Yeah.
you wouldn't let somebody's a small part of your pinky, which is like completely you don't need a
Hold
small
on.
part of your
Wait.
pinky to survive.
Yeah,
And
how would this even how would this even like fix the problem here?
well,
Like
this
how
is
would
the
chopping a pinky off like fix this like biological problem? Like what?
this is just hypothetical. I know it's
Okay.
absurd, but it's a test. How
Yeah, I
logically
get it. It's a
consistent you are.
yeah, I understand it's a reductio ad absurdum. Yeah, but I'm saying like this is not even analogous to what I'm saying though. You're still strawmanning my argument because I'm offering literally a solution. So this is not analogous. So like I mean sure, if you like got the reductio but you still haven't actually unraveled the bigger problem here, the actual argument. So you got a gotcha moment. Great. But this
Well,
is not
if I
unraveling the
can
argument
if I
that
can put
it
you to
actually is
reductio ad absurdum,
harmful
it doesn't
to
matter at that
well
point.
regardless you understand that we are in pursuit of life, right? And so to maintain homeostasis we have to say that we have to care for our biological interests, correct?
Yeah,
Like you want to live.
we do
Okay,
have to
so
care
like
about our biological interests
you
to some
yeah, he
extent,
really said yeah, would you
but
want to live up until I take a piece of your pinky off? Like yeah, like what?
the question was is that uh, if taking off a small part of your pinky would alleviate this mental anguish, why under your logic we
Yeah, how
can't
would
remove the small part of the pinky.
Yeah, that's a contradiction. You're saying that it would fix their biological interests to harm their biological interests. It would fix the harm to harm the that's a contradiction. Like that's why this doesn't make any sense. Like you're saying that's literally like saying they're pokered in the chest, poker them some more, or you know what, pew pew them in the back. That doesn't make any sense. That's not even close to being analogous to what I am saying or my argument. This is still a straw man. So you're getting a reductio of something I'm not even saying. So yippee!
Well, you
Like
are
this is like
saying that
imaginary.
you
Like
don't care that people are suffering as long and you want to let them
that's a
continue to
straw man.
suffer.
Again, that's
Hold
not what
on,
I
let me
said.
speak.
I
I was
said,
speaking.
oh my god, go ahead.
So I was saying that they have this condition that makes them feel mentally anguished, and suffer, and removing the a small part of their pinky would alleviate the suffering. And under your logic, it seems that you wouldn't ever let that a doctor take off a small part of their pinky in order to alleviate a lifetime of suffering.
Yeah, so that's not my argument. So again, um
Oh,
in the
so
beginning,
so you
that's
would allow
fine.
it?
Yeah, so hold on. Again, you're trying to get a gotcha moment, and this is not working out well for you, from anyone who knows how to debate. So, again, my argument is that this gender affirming care is harmful to their biological interests and is of no necessity, right? And there is a extremely appealing and beneficial alternative, which is medicinal herbs. So saying that, like when I say that there's an alternative and then giving me an ultimatum by saying like, oh, this is the only way. That's not analogous because there is another way. I'm literally giving it to you in my argument. Like, what the fuck are we on? And then you're saying literally this is a contradiction. You're saying in order to help their biological interests, you have to harm their biological interests.
Well, I'm saying to help their mental
This is
interests,
why
you harm their
gender affirming care
biology.
doesn't make any sense because you're saying to help their biological interests, which includes the mind, we have to harm their biological interests of the body. Now, if you want to take something physical like herbal medicine or pills, I'm not necessarily against that as long as it doesn't go against your biological interests. What good is it for you to take medication if it takes away your kidneys and in 5 years you unalive from the medicine? It harmed your biological interests. It didn't help.
Well, yeah, but I don't
This
think
is just
that's what
another big
any.
pharma scheme.
So here's the thing too, is that we do actually do things that are somewhat harmful to our biology to help our
Yeah,
biology.
and I disagree with that.
Oh, so you disagree with antibiotics?
No, because those don't harm your biological interests. They help your biological. You understand that plants can be anti. What the fuck are we on? Are we actually?
Antibiotics do harm your body too.
You
I'm
nope.
on
Under my.
antibiotics right
What
now,
was
and I
my
guarantee
definition?
you it's
What was
harming
my
my body more
definition?
than help.
What was my definition? I ran a harm in conjunction of two things. What was my definition of harm?
I don't know, but by definition, antibiotics do harm your
Okay,
body.
so no, yeah. So my definition is again, it's a comparative counter factual account of harm. So it's just saying that when X like action did or did not happen, um, then you were left in a worse state than once before that happened. So, and then it's also running in conjunction with the telos or the teleological predicate, which is looking out or the outcome or end result of your biological interests. So, if the end result of gender affirming care is taking life off of your span and giving you heart problems and things like that, and we have medicinal herbs which can help you ease your mind, your biological interests of the mind. Not only that, but yeah, like I don't see how this with no like harms and even benefits, such as like vitamins and trace minerals and things like that. I don't see what the harm is. Like we have Chinese medicinal herbs for schizophrenia. I can pull that up
I
if you
don't know
would
why
like.
you keep bringing
Uh,
that up. It's so different. Like,
well,
okay, I'm
because
gonna
we
bring up a
have
study real
alternative
quick.
medicine. There should
Can
be
can I
another route.
speak? Can I speak? Because there is no other route that works, and we can prove that. Okay. There was this
Oh,
guy who was really awful. Can you mute while I'm speaking? Maybe just possibly. There's this guy named John Money who took these twin boys when they were born. One of them had a botched circumcision, and so he medically transitioned that boy into a female body. And that boy ended up growing up knowing he was a boy. He grew into a man in this awful body. They gave him gender dysphoria and ended up offing himself because of the gender dysphoria that he had to experience because of these horrible things that were done to him. You can't change the body to align, or you can't change the mind to align with the body. You can only change the body to align with the mind. You can't just take some medicine and like feel better in the way that you're talking about. Maybe you can with
whoa,
other conditions, but this is a
yeah,
distress specifically caused by the incongruence between our sex and our gender.
yeah.
So the
Cole,
only
let
way
me
to
ask you
fix
a
it is to
question.
address the
Yeah.
incongruence, and the only way to do that is to align the body with the mind. We
Yeah,
have
so
so
is
many
your
studies,
brain,
and the
yeah.
success rate is
Hmm.
literally over 99% for gender
Yo,
affirming
this is
care
like the
surgeries,
dumbest
which
thing.
is
Yeah,
higher
Cole,
than
does your
any
brain
others.
react to
I
stimulus?
don't know
Yeah,
why you can't
Cole,
just
does your
like
brain
listen to
react to
people. It's pretty
Yeah, when you like
disrespectful.
take,
I haven't
yeah,
interrupted
when you
you
take
once,
depression
really. I
medication.
don't understand. It's just making you look a certain type of way, not me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, this is non. I'm asking a question. Like, so does your brain react to stimuli, Cole? Like when you take medication, like even pharmaceutical pills, does your brain react to that? So that's what I'm saying, that when you take medicinal herbs, that your brain can react to it. And we even have like cognitive, like mushroom coffee that is proven, things like that, lion's mane. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking
listen,
about. Like,
that's
So
not
does
going
does
to
it
ever
solve the
change
gender
the way
dysphoria?
that my exactly.
like
It's never
that
going to
can
change the
help
way
with
that
the
my
chemical
gender
imbalance
aligns
in the
or
brain. What are you talking
misaligns
about?
with my sex. It's never going to change that.
Does it address?
Yeah, they can
Does it?
absolutely help with the chemical imbalance in your brain. That's why I'm saying I have an
That's not
NIH
what
paper
causes
That's
it.
with
what gender
Chinese
dysphoria
herbal
is.
medicine that
I'm
helps with
gonna let the host
schizophrenia.
explain. I'm gonna mute
Like
up. I'd
that's just like
appreciate if
crazy.
you did too, because he's saying what I'm thinking. Honestly, you need to hear this part.
Does it actually help with gender dysphoria?
What?
These herbs.
I'm not saying these specific herbs help with gender dysphoria, but there's a whole host of herbs that could help with gender dysphoria that we need to try out. But
Is
what I'm saying is that we should never, ever go to the route of like doing like biological harm, especially when we have this alternative. Like that's what I'm saying. That it should not be the case. Like for example, America is just getting like recognizing ashwagandha, which helps with anxiety and things like that, and chronic
So
like
much
Mary
misinformation.
Jane.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. I
but
Can
didn't
you like
get
shut
enough
up? Like, oh, what
misinformation.
about, wait, what was that about interrupting and looking bad by interrupting?
I will interrupt when misinformation is
Oh,
being
okay. So you
spread.
look just as
Crazy
bad
how
as
that
me. Cool. I'm
works.
glad.
Crazy how that works. Yeah, if
Just that you're a
misinformation
hypocrite.
is
Gotcha.
spread, then
Gotcha.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Okay. The
interject.
only difference
Crazy
is
how
that
that
you're a
works.
hypocritical. Okay, but gotcha. 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 Okay.
You can always
Anyways,
interrupt if I'm spreading
um,
misinformation,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
we
haven't
got it,
done
Cole.
that
You're a
since I got
hypocrite.
up
We get
here.
it. We
So
get it. Cool. We get it. You're gonna contradict yourself. You're a hypocrite. We get it. All right. Through three rules of logic. Really evading her. She doesn't know about that contradiction part. Yeah.
so
So like, regardless, like, yeah, we have an
if
alternative
you
here.
can
So
continue to
there's no
misgender
need.
me, I will get you. I
Oh,
swear to
Cole, don't get
God.
upset. Don't get
hold on,
upset. You
Cole.
were
I got
being a B
this.
word earlier. Don't be upset.
So does any sort of medical organization agree that there are herbs that help out with gender dysphoria?
Yeah, this is from the NIH. There are Chinese medicinal herbs that help with schizophrenia. And what I'm saying is that we should do trials to go and get like medicinal herbs,
So
ashwagandha to
trials. So,
help
so
with.
there is no evidence that says that
Yeah, so like, yeah, if you let me
this
speak,
helps.
gender dysphoria is the distress between you guys say the sex and gender, but whatever, we won't go there, but whatever. But distress is just depression and anxiety of the mind, extreme depression. Yes, we do have medicinal herbs for that. So this is like when you say like you categorize it as like gender dysphoria exclusively, like if we know that we have medicinal herbs that help with depression and anxiety in conjunction, then yeah, we do.
So it might help with some of the depression side effects, but it's not going to get rid of the dysphoria.
Yeah, neither is the like you can't prove neither is the like gender affirming care. That root cause is still there. There's even trans people that openly talk about all the time still feeling a lot of days gender dysphoric and things like that.
Oh, but if you
Yeah, so
ask
like
them if
that's
they
not
feel
going to get rid
better
of it.
now about their dysphoria, they almost universally say yes.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
If you ask trans people if they feel better about their dysphoria after getting gender affirming care, it's almost across the board a yes, a resounding
Yeah,
yes.
no, I don't deny that. Yeah, there's a spike
Oh,
in like between the data shows like let me explain. So what I'm saying is the data shows like between each transition that there's a spike in gender euphoria because they're appearing as the sex that they truly wanted to look like. The problem is once that they do like bottom surgery, after I think the study was prolonged for about like 10 years plus, it showed that depression went was the same and anxiety went up. It was actually a trans man on the case in December 5th of 2024, a trans man called Chase Strangio. You can actually listen to the audio as well when we get presented with 3% of our unbiased doctors. So yeah.
Can I bring up a
But a
reductio
lot
for
of
this?
these like studies don't have
Okay.
like long term, like if they've kept up with these patients. Regardless, this is still a frustration to their biological interests. We shouldn't allow doctors to go against the philosophy of do no harm. That affects everyone, and that's selfish.
Okay, the distress is specifically caused. I'm going back to this really quickly because I have a good reductio. The stress is specifically caused from the incongruence between one's sex and gender, okay? And that is important to bring up. But in this reductio, let's say I'm not a generally distressed or depressed or anxious person, but I lost someone in my family recently, and now I'm a generally depressed and anxious and distressed person. I'm not gonna take some medicine and feel better because the cause of the distress is not being treated. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
Yeah, I said it could run in conjunction with therapy, the same that you would a family member. So I don't see how this is not like analogous. Yeah, I've lost a family member as well. Yeah, I think medicinal herbs run in conjunction with therapy and like exercise. They actually, I was given the actual like task of exercising in my therapy session. Yeah, so like, yeah, I don't disagree with this. Like, yeah, what's the point?
Because the treatment would be to treat the cause of what's happening. So
Yeah.
if you could have that, I know this is impossible, but if you could have that family member back, that would solve the problem,
Yeah, okay.
right?
So you're saying that
So the
the
way
problem.
the analogy here is if you can bring that family member back and it would solve everything.
Mhm.
What we have access to, can I finish please? What we have access to as trans people is to put ourselves in the bodies that align with who we are. And that's where the analogy comes into play. We have access to that. Every major medical health organization worldwide agrees with certain parameters under which we receive gender affirming care. And although those parameters are made up by people who are actually quite transphobic, they require 2 years of therapy. The long term studies that we have show an over 99% success rate. So I don't know where the hell you're getting this like 10-year study with these lower success rates, because Stoat and I both like have these
Tennessee Supreme
references.
Court. Yes, the Tennessee Supreme Court
So,
case, December
so
5th,
now we're appealing to
2024.
legality instead of the
No, it's
expertise
the
that should
data
be
shown. No,
behind
I'm
it.
citing the data shown in the court case. The 3% of unbiased doctors. That's what I literally said. But this is irregardless of what I'm saying, because just like you can't bring back a family member, that's exactly what I'm saying. You cannot change your sex or your gender. It is fixed and they are connected. The only
Okay,
difference
here's
with
another
gender
thing.
is that I agree. Hold on, I agree that gender is a social construct. But the problem is that you guys won't admit that your gender has to do with three things: your sex, your species, and your age. And that is the only time that a
Oh,
definition, and I can prove this because that's only
it's not a
time
medical
when a
definition.
definition of a woman or a man has utility. Your
That's not a
definitions have
medical
no
definition.
utility.
It's just not the medical definition. But also, you'd have to disagree with breast
That's an appeal to
augmentation.
that's appeal to authority. I don't care
If
about that.
it well, if we can't
So
refer to any
hold on.
definition
I'm gonna
universally,
just let's
like
get
I'll let
back on
you.
this real
Yeah.
quick.
Okay.
Appeal to relevant authority is not logically fallacious. It's just not.
Okay. Yes, it is. I can literally put it on the screen again. Like, do I have to do this again? Like,
That was
the same
ChatGPT harder than
fallacy? Are we
AI.
like so for real? It's an appeal. If you say, well, a doctor said it, that's appeal to authority. Now, if you cited data, that would be differently. I just explained this earlier. I'm being so honest and like unbiased. I'm literally telling you the truth. Like, if you cited data, then I couldn't say an appeal to authority. But if you say, well, a doctor said it or the law said it, yes, that's an appeal to legality or authority. Like,
Yes. But if I'm appealing to
okay.
medical organizations who have tons of data, that's not appeal to authority. That's just appealing
Yeah,
to
if
their
you say
data.
the medical organization, how many times? If you say the medical, if you say, Tennessee State, that is an appeal to authority. But if you say, well, this is the data that I'm actually referring to, that is actually giving me this notion or nudge in this direction, that's just an appeal to the actual data, and then we can talk about that. But if you say to appeal to the actual university, that's an appeal to authority, bro.
I wish
Yes, literally. But doctors
I
used to literally experiment on black people and give them like diseases and shit like that. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care.
did someone bring that up?
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're saying that there's an appeal to like this doctors and like these institutions and things like that. I'm saying I don't care about that. Plenty of institutions and doctors have done horrendous things. We're having a moral conversation and you guys keep being fallacious.
Well, we have actually referred to some sources that, and so I feel like it would be easiest to just timestamp where in the video, and I know it's in chapter 17. That's literally all I remember. But where he brings up that stat, that is, I mean, he brings up this collection of data, and ultimately it boils down to the regret rate being 0.6 or 0.06%. Either way, it's well under 1% of regret rate for gender affirming care. And gender affirming care is also, just to be clear, it's males, what you would consider to be men, sometimes,
Hmm.
actually, oftentimes develop breast tissue, and they become dysphoric about it because their sex is showing a female trait and they are not women. So that is they're not women, they're men, and they're showing a female trait. That's an incongruence between their sex and their gender. If there was a cis woman with a smaller chest who felt dysphoric about that, who wanted to get a breast augmentation, you'd have to be against that too. Like,
Yeah, I actually am under my definition, Cole. Like, this is why you should
at
ask
least
questions and
that
not
part's
make like
good. At least that part.
emotionally charged like assumptions. And yes, I actually am against birth control as well. That falls under the list. Yes, a whole host of things. Yeah, I think if it's
Whoa, are you like
yeah, I
pro
think if
life?
it's like yeah, I'm an abolitionist, yeah. But I think you can do
Oof.
forms of birth control via
Oh
herbs and like things like that.
no.
But I mean, no, like, yeah, I don't think
Oh,
you should harm your biological interests. Again, like, I would more align with like natural law theory, things like that. Like, I
If you
think
knew the
what's
amount of
good.
meds I was on.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
I
think.
should mute myself. And
Yeah,
our friend Astrid is here.
yeah. Just saying
As well.
"wow" is not an argument. That's just like, okay,
Hello.
hi.
For my friend. Hi, Astrid.
I like
Hello.
the bug.
Thank you. I was on a picnic bench. So I may have missed a little bit, but what are these 3% of non-biased doctors you keep talking about?
Yeah, I'm referring to the Tennessee Supreme Court case. You can listen to the audio online or like get the info. There was a trans man lawyer, Chase Strangio. Yeah, so when we get unbiased doctors from our, or sorry, unbiased data from our 3% of doctors
What do you mean?
that are not accepting big pharmaceutical dollars,
oh,
yeah,
are you
so
saying
Wait.
that the
So
3%
you're
that's
of
what we're
doctors
3%
doing.
of the you're
But
reject
yeah,
gender
mind
affirming
you,
that is
care?
an
this
appeal to
is
authority.
that's not an appeal to authority. It's the data that I'm talking about. I'm just giving you the case so that if you want to, you can look it up to
Yeah, if
fact
it's not
check.
medical,
Like
if it's
what?
not medical,
Yeah, I'm literally
really.
saying 3% of our scientists and things like that have done that. So we have data. I'm saying that they have done like
But what have they
studies.
done? Sorry, can you
Like,
actually explain
excuse
what
me,
you're
like
talking
what?
about? Like what
Yeah,
is this case about?
studies. They have like conducted studies and they have followed through with these patients over time, to see if like these gender affirming like surgeries have actually helped individuals. And they found that it did not. Now, if you have conflicting like data at this point, like look, we all know about the media, but this still doesn't answer the question of whether that doctors should be allowed to do harm to begin with. I think this affects everyone. And yes, this falls under other things as well. I don't think that like you should be able to do harm. This is our, even if it's not in the Hippocratic Oath as of right now, this is
What
still
about
the philosophy
chemotherapy?
that we believe in
What
behind
about
our medical like care. So
yeah?
this is like
What about
besides the point. I don't give
what
a fuck
about
about this.
chemotherapy?
Yeah, excuse me?
What about chemotherapy?
Yeah, do you know what a did you hear my argument? Or you came in the middle. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you. So I take a like a comparative counter factual account of harm. So it's just when said action X or not non-action X, um like not doing something, puts you in a worse state than you were once before. And I would run this with a teleological predicate, which means the looking out for the ultimate outcome of the being. So chemotherapy, obviously, there would be a threshold. I can make an analogy if you like. Like for example, like harm. This would go against like my definition of harm. Like it would be like deliberate physical injury, which is against your biological interests. Like unless like because the traditional definition is just deliberate physical injury, which means you'd have to be against like exercising, tearing your muscles, or like even vaccines, things like that. So I think that we care about harm when it conflicts with your biological interests. So we even
I
say this in our Hippocratic Oath, well, the philosophy behind it. So
I have about 5 different studies here that can have like methodologies across methodologies and countries with a constant pattern. They all state that gender affirming interventions, including psychological care, puberty suppression, and surgeries, are associated with improved mental health outcomes. So I don't know what data you're getting from, but all the data I'm pulling seems to be consistent with our perspective.
oh yeah, well we could just go back and forth, right? Because like for example, like Sweden, like they were super pro trans. They've actually been walking it back with their data, their unbiased data. They report that when they get unbiased data,
Yeah, can you
it's
give me the
actually
study?
yeah. Can I finish, please? Yeah, actually, every Sweden article, if you just
Study
look it
or
up,
just
yeah. Can I finish, or like, is this a
no? Give
debate,
us the
or like?
study. You're just talking. You didn't even answer my question. You just like rambled on for like
Yeah, this
2
is
minutes straight.
yeah. You can just literally look up like Sweden. If you just look up Sweden and trans, literally
Guys,
every
give us
study
the
that
code.
pops up out of
Give us
Sweden
the
You
code.
have
just
to give
said
us
that
like
it's
a
harmful.
PMID or
Yeah,
an
sure.
article or
Yeah, sure.
something we can refer to.
And I can give you all of mine. I can't really pronounce the names, but I can give you all the DOIs. A long-term follow-up of trans persons undergoing SMAC's reassignment cohort study. This was in 2011. Pubertal suppression, I can't talk, of transgender youth and risk of SI. That was done in 2020. Then I have reduction in mental health treatment utilization among transgender individuals affect gender affirming surgeries, a total population studies. This is an American study that was done in 2020. Then I have let's see, in oh my god, I can't talk today. Factors associated with SI in transgender persons, a respondent-driven sampling study in Canada. That was done in 2015. And then I have another one. I mean, I can keep going. Like, those are just the major ones that I have that are from the video that Cole was mentioning.
Exactly. And like, sorry to interject, but I just don't want to lose my thought. I've been holding on to it. And it's quick. The back and forth that she says we can do, yes, we can do it. We all have sources. We just have parsed through which ones are credible and which ones aren't, which studies are done by doctors who are not like trying to force like conversion therapy or anything like that. Ones that are being done by doctors that are actually good. More recent ones, collections of studies, and we can go through and prove that all of ours are right. But when you come back with some, I'm sure that the few of us up here are going to be able to sit down, look at it, and say, look into the doctors that did the studies, look into the time period of the studies, things like that, and be able to tell you why it's not a good place to be getting that information from, if that makes sense.
Just I got my paperwork from my bottom surgery yesterday.
Yay!
Congrats!
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm getting. Well, that's really helping my gender dysphoria for sure. Gender affirming care has literally saved my life. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't think drinking tea or whatever you're talking about, herbal medicines, would have helped. Yeah, I actually just came back from working out. So that's another thing.
I think we all agree, though, that we should continue to look into options that might help people out. None of us are saying that we should stop exploring options, but we should use a scientific basis to explore these options.
Yeah, and like herbal
not only
remedies
are dangerous, they're dangerous because you don't know the dose.
Exactly. I was about to say they're not dosed the same way that my mom's a pharmacist, so and I'm on a lot of medications for a lot of different things, but
Yeah, so like
dosing is
multiple
definitely
countries, including England, who ruled that on the Supreme Court case that a woman is only an adult human female. There's been Finland, England, Sweden, and Norway, a whole host of different countries, including sorry, hold on.
The
And
study,
have
or
went
you
back
just
on gender
fill us
affirming
in
care.
here?
You can even cite Dr. Cass that gender affirming care for the youth have developed.
We don't want the AI
I mean,
overview.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
want the
this is just, like,
studies.
yeah.
And
like,
Cass is a political individual.
Yeah, but there's plenty of doctors that are unbiased.
the
Again,
study
I've already
England was
cited the
because of
study
J.K.
of
Rowling
Chase
personally,
Strangio
right?
in 2024 in December 5th, the exact date of Chase Strangio, a trans man. That is the case. They were literally left stuttering in court when presented with unbiased
What
evidence.
does someone stuttering
There's
have to
plenty
do?
of there's plenty of countries walking. Are you denying that countries are walking back gender affirming care?
Because of
I
fascism
agree
and
it's
xenophobia.
political, but it's not. It doesn't have anything to do
And
with the
how?
data.
And then secondly, Ashlyn, how
Esme,
does
you
this
got up
answer my
here. You
question
got up
that
here
they are
and
offensive to the
yelled at us
biological
over
interest?
the data. I gave you data. You did not. You gave us an AI overview.
This is
Give
irrelevant. This is still not addressing that it's harmful to their
Give us a
biological
study.
interests and our
no.
philosophy of
The
it.
data
This
does
is a
not
normative
support
ethical
you.
Do you know what a normative ethical conversation is,
I
Ashlyn?
don't give a shit.
Studies?
Okay, so that's why you're not understanding. Yeah, so it's a moral conversation, Ashlyn. So even if there are words, we can
No,
go
no,
back
I know
all
what
we
it
can
is.
go
I'm
back
just
and
not going
forth
to address
all
it
day,
because we're
but what
talking
I'm
about
saying
data.
is, do you believe that doctors should not harm physically their patients, Ashlyn?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. So that's my argument. So now, do you want to defend why you
in
have
the
a
data, the
contradiction
data
in
does
your
not
stance?
support this.
You have a
Care is
contradiction in your stance. You
harming.
don't think doctors should physically harm, but this physically harms because you're
I've
putting
given because the
synthetic
data
hormones such
supports
as like
that it
yeah. This is
decreases
why do you think birth control is
distress.
harmful to women? Why do you think birth control is harmful to women?
I
It's a
think that
level one
it's dependent
carcinogen.
on the
Why?
woman.
It also
I have
affects.
PCOS.
Wait,
Birth
you
control
understand
helps
that
me
it also
massively.
affects the
Birth
like.
control is
You
the only
understand that it also
treatment for my
affects the
I have
chemistry in your brain.
PCOS. I have PCOS. birth control keeps me from developing
There are
certain
plenty
long-term
of herbs
diseases.
used for PCOS
No,
and
there's
fertility. That is
not.
just like so asinine.
Herbs. What
Um,
about freaking bleeding
Yeah,
disorders?
Ayurvedic herbs specifically. If you want to have a baby, trust me, Ayurvedic herbs. Do not do the bump and grind on Ayurvedic herbs. Yeah, so like I said, Ashlyn, yeah,
Yeah,
so
in
when
what
you say
dose?
that you
How
can't
do you
a
single
doctor
out the
shouldn't
correct
do
dose? How
harm,
do you know what's
especially
effective?
like
Sorry, which
birth control,
doctor
you know that
can do
you know
whatever they
birth
want?
control
What
actually
study?
harms the chemical
What
balance in your brain.
study?
So if
No,
someone
it
What
already
doesn't.
has a
study?
chemical
What
imbalance,
study?
you want to make
Give us
them
a
more
study.
in balance.
Giving you how many studies?
Study
Like
for what?
study.
You're
Everything
please,
is
that we
chosen.
asked you for that.
That
You
birth
were
Study.
control is a
recommended
level
for.
1
Study.
carcinogen.
Studies. Oh,
Study.
sure.
That birth
Show us
control is
how
a
it
level 1
doesn't.
carcinogen.
So is
Bring
cooking
the
your food,
study.
Esme. So is cooking your food.
Yeah, which
Do you
that
use
should
a
also stop
microwave?
as well. Yeah,
Study.
you're just
You don't
showing
want
the
people to
corruption.
cook their
Yeah, you're
meat?
showing the
This is
corruption in America, in which
literally
I'm talking
wild.
about. You're
Just
exposing
eat
the
raw
corruption.
chicken.
No way.
Raw eggs,
Yes,
guys. Esme
literally.
wants you to
The
eat raw eggs
corruption
and
in America.
chicken.
Yes,
I've
yes.
never
Develop
done
Raw
it.
milk
salmonella.
is not real food. Yeah,
Esme,
that's what I'm saying.
Esme, do you think raw milk is also good for you?
Irrelevant.
No,
I've
I'm
never
gonna
had
hold
raw
you
milk.
to the fire on this.
You
Is
like
raw
cow
milk
shit?
good for you?
I've never had raw milk.
Oh, okay. So do you think that pasteurization is a
Irregardless,
good thing?
Did you know 100%
Ashlyn,
of
do you
people
think
who
that
are trying
doctors
to
should be able to do
H2O
harm?
die?
If
I believe
not,
the host asked you a
then do you
question.
think that we
Yeah,
should
did-
protect their homeostasis and
I
well-being?
believe the host asked you a
Yeah.
question.
Do you think
Yeah,
that we should
raw milk
pasteurize
is irrelevant. You're not even arguing my position.
No,
Who has torn apart my argument? Has anyone torn
looking
apart
at
my argument that they're
how crazy
causing
you are
harm?
at this point. Do you think
Ashlyn
that we
literally
should pasteurize
contradicted
milk?
herself. She said, I don't think doctors should do harm, and then she's allowing them to do
Because I
deliberate
have the
physical
data
injury
that support
to their
that
biological
they're
interests.
reducing
If
harm.
it cuts their life by years,
It doesn't.
Who cares? Even if they
You,
felt
you,
good
you,
for a
I
moment.
pulled up
That is
studies
the
and I
most
gave you the
redonkulous.
titles.
That's
You
not
gave
my
me an
argument.
AI
That's
overview. I have the
redonkulous.
data. You do not.
It's a level
Science
1
objectives.
carcinogen. It still affects the body
So
the
is
same.
cooking your
It
food,
doesn't
but we
matter
know
how
that
you feel
cooking
about it.
your food is
Yes,
healthy.
which is more corruption in our country. Yes, you're pointing to what I'm saying. Yes, we have
You think
biased
cooking
doctors.
food is corruption?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
guys, don't eat raw meat. That's just bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
eat
do you
Unless
think
raw
our
meat.
food in America is healthy? Like, do you think all the like dyes and shit
I think
in our
I think
food
it
is healthy?
depends.
Like, hello?
It depends. Yeah,
So that's completely
It
different.
depends,
if
but they're
cooking
linked to
your
all
meat
kinds of
is-
things. It's just
is
crazy.
good.
Well,
So if you
we
your
have
current
we
here-
have the
Tempted
number
some
2
indication of
safest health
deregulating
food distribution system in the entire world.
No,
and
the
this is
fuck
backed
we,
by data.
Everyone
Yes, we do.
knows. Like, it doesn't even matter if you're left leaning, right leaning. Everyone knows that we have a serious fucked up problem with Americans' foods and everything else. I don't know what
Well,
the
no,
fuck.
no, no,
you're-
no.
Even
It's
our
based
fruits
on-
and
it's based
vegetables,
on the-
what
the
we
cons-
spray
the
on our fruits
consumption.
and vegetables are fucking bogus as hell.
We
I don't
use
even
the
know
same
what the
thing as
fuck you're
every
talking
other
about,
developed
actually.
country.
for
We
organic.
just use a different type of analysis
Do you know
system.
that people just had to hold Kellogg's to the fire to change out the dyes in their cereal boxes?
Yeah, they tried
Because
this.
Canada,
They tried
yeah,
this, and
all
they
of our
already
food
did
is
that,
like that. Are
several
you
years
actually
earlier,
okay?
and it didn't
Are you
sell, so they
dense?
stopped.
Are you
This has
dense?
already been something that
Are you
Kellogg's has
dense?
done and other companies.
Do you know that
but
there
it
are
did not
metals
sell.
in
with the ad
protein? There are
homs?
metals in
Are you
protein
done with the
powders.
ad
Metals.
homs?
Do you know that they recommend
Like iron?
eating kimchi
Yeah,
and
did
There's
you
metal
know
in
Yeah,
did
it
you
as
know
to
there's
get
well.
metal
plastic
there's metal
and
in meat
metals?
products
Do you
because
know that
iron's
most
a metal and
Americans
it
have a
occurs
spoon
naturally?
worth
Hold on,
of plastic in
hold
their
on.
brains?
Let Ashlyn cook.
Do you know that most Americans have a spoon worth of plastic in their brain?
Yeah,
Which they
I
recommend
agree
eating
that
fermented
microplastics
foods
are a
like
problem.
kimchi.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we have a problem
From-
with our clothes, our food. We have a problem with a lot of things, Ashlyn. Yeah, this is just the corruption that I'm telling you
but
about. Yeah.
microplastics have nothing to do with any of this.
They do in your clothes and in your foods. We have micro like metals and protein powders that just came out in
Metals
my
are
There's
brain.
naturally
potassium
occurring
on the
in all
bananas,
foods.
guys.
Like
Potassium in the bananas.
We gotta run.
Oh no, the potassium in the
Iron
bananas.
is a
It's not
metal.
metal.
It occurs in,
Potassium is not metal. Like, hello.
Potassium's a fucking metal,
Eating
man.
a fucking-
Potassium is
eating
a metal.
fucking
Yes, it
banana
is.
is not eating metal. Like, go eat as many bananas as you want to. I don't give a fuck.
Calcium's a
dead.
metal as well. Potassium's a
Yeah,
metal.
drink as much
calcium's
milk as you
potassium.
want to, Cole. I don't give a fuck.
So do
Yeah,
you know what
That's
alkali
not
metals
metal.
are?
But if you want to go run up and bite a chunk of metal, yeah, then you might have a fucking problem, won't you?
It literally.
And if you ingest it, you'll have a fucking problem.
as somebody
Okay, gotcha.
who's taken.
Why do you
chemistry
think it's so
before-
hard for women to have children?
The
Ashley said she has
dose makes the
PCOS.
poison,
That is at
Esme.
an
The
all-time
dose
high
makes
with
the
women
poison.
because of our diet. Our American
No.
diet puts women at higher.
We're
Yes,
sedentary and we
PCOS.
have poor
Yes.
lifestyle
Why do you think?
choices.
Yes. Why do you think I took
And we have
fertility
a
herbs? Why
gremlin
do you
as
think
our
I took
HHS
herbs for
secretary.
fertility? Why do you think I took herbs for fertility?
Because
I
you
don't
can't actually
because you
look at
believe in
scientific
woo-woo
studies.
stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that they have actual clinical evidence linking back to helping
What do
people.
you-
Yeah,
Their
what-
no, I
NIH
agree that
Can I
there are
actually say
some
something? Can I
evidence
ask a
for
question?
food
Okay,
for
so
treatment of
if we
food,
have-
but not to
yes,
this
yes.
degree.
No, I'm
Wait,
not
Esme,
saying. I'm
can I
saying
ask
that we
you
have
something,
corruption.
please?
I'm saying that we have corruption,
As me.
Ashlyn.
As me. Can I
That's
ask
what
you
I'm
something?
saying, Ashlyn. There's no denying that. That's just ridiculous.
What is this, Ratchet and Clank?
I
Anyway,
hate how, sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but Esme is ignoring all the trans individuals on this panel and in the live, but only
argue
seems
with
to answer
anybody,
me.
I
So
don't
you're just a bigot.
Hey,
I'll
Esme,
argue with anyone. I don't care.
you just
Esme,
ignore me for like
you
a
should
minute straight.
be. Esme,
Well,
you
yeah,
should
because
be
Ashlyn's
fucking
making a
alarmed.
stupid point.
You should be fucking alarmed by the fact that your blood is like heavily reliant on iron, man. There's fucking metal in your veins, man. What are you gonna
Okay.
do?
Like,
Oh,
obviously, this
Lord.
guy is like an idiot. Like, oh man, there's iron
Do you know
in
what
your
the fuck
blood.
hemoglobin
Like,
is?
bro, like, what a fucking idiot. Oh, when I take my iron pills, oh no, I'm gonna fucking roll over and die.
No,
Like,
but you're talking about metals
what a
being a
fucking
problem.
dipshit.
But
What
like
a
metals
fucking
are.
dillweed. Just a dillweed. You're not even good enough to actually like cuss out. You're just a dillweed, bro.
Oh,
Idiot.
I'm
Just
I mean,
a fucking
I can
dillweed.
swear. I can say
Question?
fucking. I can say you're a fucking idiot. But I'm not going to. 'Cause
No,
I'm
I prefer
respectful.
dillweed because it just makes you understand how small and stupid you are. Like you're a fucking
Esme.
dillweed. He said, "You take your
Can you
iron
stop talking for 2
pills."
seconds so I
What
can
a
ask you a question?
Ass, like motherfucker. Like what a dumbass bitch. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, trans.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Her name's Astrid.
Oh, you said you could call people idiots. I call you a
no,
bitch, and
I
now
said
it's like,
that
wow.
I could because you were making fun of me that I
Yeah,
wasn't
you're being
swearing.
a dillweed. You take your iron pills. Obviously, I'm not talking about iron that's found naturally in the body, goofball.
Well,
Like what the
there's-
hell? Like
where
are
do
we
you think
actually?
iron
I'm
comes
talking
from?
about eating like a chunk of metal or eating metals found in protein powders and a variety of
What
different other
metals?
foods.
Do you
Can you name
understand
them?
that like your body
Can you name?
digests
Okay.
iron, metal?
Do your research.
Spikes,
There's
like-
plenty of.
Do your
There's
research. Yeah,
literally
sure.
research. Yeah, okay. There's literally studies saying from our administrator, our top doctors and scientists saying that there's about a spoon worth of
Are you getting
plastic
this from
found
our
in
taking?
average Americans'
Every time
genuinely.
we
brains.
ask for
Are
a
you
study,
kidding?
Davis is
Why do
AI
you think
overview.
women fertility is
or
at an
ChatGPT.
all-time low?
That was one too earlier. I don't
We're
know if
having
you missed that
on
or not,
average one kid
Astrid,
per
but-
family when they were in the 1950s having
Because
it for,
women
like,
are
approximately,
choosing
like,
not to
4.
have children. That's you
Because-
No,
forget
it'd
that
be
that's
a
part of it.
combination
So
of
bad.
birth control, having sex and getting STDs, and then our food. That's what it's a combination about. Being
What did we
sluts,
do
and
prior
then
to
there's
the
other
treatment
women
of
who just can't have
STDs?
fertility.
It's amazing. It's almost like we
So,
have
Esme,
treatments of STDs.
Correlation does not mean
So-
causation.
Yeah,
Sorry.
if you run around and get chlamydia, and then you can't have fucking kids. That's why that there's an all-time low. So
Antibiotics.
hot girl summer
weird.
also needs to
I
stop
feel like
because it
I
affects.
had chlamydia and I didn't.
All right,
I had a
listen.
whole ass
I'm
child.
muting her for a second just so that I can do some mod stuff. If you're gonna be respectful, then you can come. You can come on up.
That's
You
your
can request if you disagree, and you're gonna be respectful.
Chlamydia-
We like
It's
for
not-
other people to mute while someone's talking, so that they can be understood, especially by the disabled community, who uses like the speech to text features or anything like that. We like to read definitions aloud. We'll show them on the screen if we can as well for those who are hard of hearing and would like to see it that way. Again, tap the screen if you enjoy these debate conversations. Request up if you disagree and are going to be respectful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, can I
so
ask a question now?
it's obviously going to affect your biological interest. Like that's just like crazy. Like
Can I ask my question now?
yeah, go ahead, trans.
Astrid, please. But what part of herbs do you think is helping?
What part? Like, what do you mean by
Like,
what part?
What about it? What about herbs do stuff?
What about herbs do stuff?
What's the active ingredient?
What about? Let me ask you. What about alcohol do stuff? What about medication do stuff?
Well, we know how alcohol.
what
works.
about-
The GABA
Answer, do
receptors.
you?
What about bananas do stuff? Like, what kind of question is? How am I supposed to answer this?
What's
What-
the
what
active
part of, like,
ingredient?
what
Well, I
part
could
of
just say
bone
GABA
stuff?
A.
Like,
Yeah.
Like,
what's the
alcohol
active
affects
ingredient?
GABA
Like
A.
different herbs are going to have different active. Like, are we actually?
Which are?
Which herbs are you fucking referring to?
Which herbs
The
are
ones
you
you're
referring to?
Hey, as me,
Bro.
40 to 50% of all modern schmugs are derived of natural products.
It's chemicals, which is
yeah,
what
so
medication
yeah,
is made out
no.
of.
Yeah, not true. A lot of our
Not true.
medications.
Yeah, this is
I
Newman
can
and
easily
Craig, the
like
Journal
this
of
is just like
Natural Products
this is just like
2020 World
insane.
Health Organization
Yeah, this is just
reports.
insane. So you're saying essentially that all of our 90% of our like medicine
I said 40 to
is
50%.
40 and 50% of our medicine is herbal. That's what you're
It
saying?
derives from herbal products. Yeah, what do you
Yeah, are
think
they
aspirin
mixed? Wait,
is?
wait, Ashlyn, that's not what I said. Are they mixed with other chemicals that are not natural?
No.
No, they're just completely herbal. They send you an herb and you go home. What is
No.
this?
They
It's the
they
active
they
ingredient
they
of
Okay, great.
herbs.
So is it a
they
complete
take
herb
the
or is it
part
mixed
of
with something
so
else?
Esme, I'm gonna explain this to you because I studied something called POEF. So I studied the
Great.
placenta.
Yeah,
Placenta
explain
phasia
it.
opiate enhancing
Is it
factor.
a complete
So
herb
what we
or is it a
did is we
chemical?
had to
Is it mixed with chemicals? Is a
Esme,
simple
Esme,
Can
when
you
you're
let
talking, I can't speak. When
I
what we
know.
did,
Answer the
what we
question.
did in order to look at the placenta to see whether it had this analgesic or pain reducing like effect is we try to get the molecule down to see what exact molecule was leading to the effects. And that's the same thing they do in modern medicine is they derive it from things that we
Not
give
answer the
that
question.
we've used. Yes, I am.
This is just telling us how.
Yeah, this is telling us that it comes from naturalistic means because that's how science.
It's mixed with. So, Ashlyn, is it mixed with chemicals?
What do you mean by chemical? Everything's a chemical. Do you know how many chemicals are in apples?
Yeah, Ashlyn, this medicine that you're referring to, that you're saying that we have 50% of our medicine.
Hey,
that's
Esme, do you drink
derived of
dihydrogen monoxide?
Yeah, answer the question. If you're
Do you
saying
drink
that 40 or
dihydrogen
50%
monoxide?
of
Do
your like
you,
herbal medicine,
Esme, do you drink dihydrogen
is just
monoxide?
Not the
completely herbs?
DHMO,
Are you
man.
saying that
Do
it's
you
like
drink
has no
dihydrogen?
chemicals in it
I'm
whatsoever?
answer
or,
the
like
question. Do
artificial,
you drink
like
dihydrogen
artificial
monoxide?
like substances?
Do you drink dihydrogen monoxide?
Did I get an answer to my question, Ashley?
Do
You
you-
didn't even know what a normative ethical conversation was, dumbass. Can I get an answer to my question, bitch?
That has nothing to do with
You're
this.
actually a dumbass. Like, can I get an answer to my
Fuck off,
Okay.
you
Crashing
moron.
out.
Like there's
Crashing
literally no
out,
debate
man.
here. They just deflect. There's
Herbs
literally
aren't
no debate.
chemical.
They just pivot
Herbs
the
are
whole time.
chemicals,
It's just a
man.
pivot the whole time.
Dihydrogen
So I'm
monoxide.
just
they're
gonna
like,
answer you.
ask your
You would
question,
you
and
would
then I'm just gonna
unalive
ask
if
a
you
question
didn't
to your
drink
question. I'm never
dihydrogen
going to answer anything.
monoxide.
You're going to answer everything. I'm not
Dihydrogen
gonna answer
monoxide
anything. That's
is
your
water.
strategy
It is
here.
a chemical.
Yeah, so again, are you answering my question? Are you saying that
I'm not
40 or
listening to
50%
you.
of our herbs
People
have
who
no
insult me
chemicals?
don't deserve
Yeah,
my
you're
time of
running
day.
from the question because you
No.
know you're a liar.
Esme,
You're a
100%
liar.
I'm shaking in my
That
boots
proves my
just because
point
I
that they
folded
have
you like a
artificial
Do you think
fucking
crystals
substances in
bitch.
vibrate?
this
Just asking.
medication.
Wait.
I slammed
Esme,
you
define
so
chemical.
hard you're concussed into
No,
next week.
I think you missed and like ran
Esme,
into a
define
pole. Like
chemical.
you're absolutely fucking dense. Like you're a natural blonde, aren't you? Like you're
No,
actually
but that would
fucking
be
dumb.
nice. It would
Not
be less
answering a
hair
question
ties.
is not
Nice
smart.
internalized misogyny there.
That's not intelligent
Yeah.
because you don't answer a question and you pivot. That's literally called a pivot in a
No,
debate.
I didn't pivot. You made the claim about
Yes.
chemicals,
Do you
and
know
I
what?
was just
Tell me what
proving
a
my
pivot
point.
is. Tell me what a pivot is.
Yeah, what you do?
Yeah, you can't even define it. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
You didn't
define
even know what a
that's an
normative
ostensive
ethical
definition.
conversation.
That was an
You
ostensive
didn't
definition.
even know
Esme.
what type of conversation
An
we were
ostensive
having,
definition is
Ashlyn.
where you point to
Shut
something
the hell
to
up.
show what
She
it
is a
is. It's
natural
called an
fucking honey
ostensive
blonde.
definition.
She's fucking dumb.
I'm not
Okay,
a
yeah.
natural
Yeah, we're
blonde, but
not
I
gonna-
wish.
we're
That would
not
be
gonna-
nice.
Thank fuck. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I also got a warning. I took a hit for the live not getting recommended for like the next 10 minutes from now on because of harassment and bullying. Yeah.
She was harassing me.
Some guy in the comment was like, or this was like way back at the start too. The bullying reminded me of it. He's like, you all try to force us to be who we are, and then when I questioned him about it, or be like trans or whatever, I questioned him about it. He says, you call us, and then it ran out of characters, and I say, we call you what, transphobes? And he said, yeah, and I'm like, okay, and that's forcing you how? And then he told me like, well, you all try to tell us that we should be it again. And it's just so ridiculous. Like, I'm so many baby bottles. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you'll have to go through that kind of stuff. Like, it's absolutely wild. that individuals can't just accept that other people live different and are different from them, and they have to. I don't know. They're not. I don't. I'm struggling in life. Like there's so much going on around me that this is like, even if like I was a horrible person, I feel like it would still be a non-issue. Like that's what I don't understand. I'm not a horrible person. Trans individuals are who they say they are, but like, why does this have to be an issue? Are they bored?
Okay, we
Christofascism.
I love
Right.
I love the what's they have. Okay, I'm gonna let Jay up because he's complaining about it, but the
There
whole
goes.
chemicals in the herbs thing. Oh man,
Dihydrogen monoxide.
I
She was
mean-
so lost.
it's like probably 100% of herbs is made out of chemicals because that's what chemicals are. They make up like basically everything. Pure
No,
elements
100%.
are kind of
100% of the people who drink dihydrogen monoxide die.
No way, man.
I think Juno said earlier, 100% of people who drink water get cancer. Therefore, water causes cancer, or like something like
100%
that.
of people who
100%
get cancer drink water. Yeah.
Drink water. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yo, so transgender people should be free from violence, but not discrimination.
Oof.
They should be discriminated against.
Right out of the bat.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
Don't
just
hit them, don't
transphobic
hurt
to
them.
begin with.
Yeah, it is. I don't like transgender people. I think it's sick and weird.
Okay, but that doesn't,
I mean,
does that make it
Profiling, not
wrong?
surprised.
It's there's a better word, mentally disturbed, clearly.
it's not in the DSM-5. That's weird.
It's,
Or
it's
the
classified-
ICD-11.
It's classified as a mental illness.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It is. It is. You can Google
Okay,
it. It's
yeah. What
classified.
reference do you have for this?
You have?
Google it. The fuck? What am
No, I
your
don't.
teacher?
I have a whole degree. I learned about all these things in my education. So tell me where exactly in the DSM-5 or the ICD-11 that transgender individuals are classified as mentally distressed or
Google it. It's
disordered.
called, body dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia? Wow, I must have been a transgender individual when I was
Yeah,
14 and
okay.
I had anorexia.
Yeah, act like that.
I think you mean gender dysmorphia.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not
Yeah.
Right out the gate, winning
All it
with
is.
accuracy.
retardation.
Oh, and
Whoa.
that was a slur, Stoat.
Yeah.
Tranny faggot.
Yep. That there they go.
Wow, those
take long.
are some great points, Jay.
So
Really
lovely.
got to that.
Yeah, I'm convinced now, aren't y'all?
Remember, you shall know them
Yeah,
by their
better go
fruits.
detransition.
They've turned us. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you'll know them by their fruits,
Yeah.
and their fruits are rotten as fuck.
I love using.
How
that
is
line
everybody,
against
by
them.
the way? Oh, sorry.
All right, I guess.
I lost 50 pounds.
Congrats.
Yay. If you were trying to, then yay.
Well, the way they said that, I assume.
Yeah, I'm always bad at picking up on that stuff, so I just put the little disclaimer in there.
Yeah, I have to be under 40 BMI for my bottom surgery, so
Oh, well, that's a really annoying thing.
37.5. Yeah, BMI is bullshit, but they're French, so.
Yeah, it is. But like, I've been looking up more into the data of like frame and what evidence we have, like for like wrists and different type of bone measurements. And the data seems to support that I actually was underweight most of my life while I was being told that I was overweight.
That'll
There
do
you
it.
Yeah, because my wrist is like 7.5 inches.
Wow.
I didn't really think about a lot of the ways in which even just being undiagnosed with like the digestion issues that I have, like my stomach doesn't stretch like most people's do, and the muscle below my stomach that opens into your digestive tract doesn't really open up. So like I was never able to eat very much growing up, and I wasn't treated for it. and everybody was just like, "You're healthy because you do this and that and the other thing, and you're still active." And but yeah, I never really. I mean, I've also suffered from different EDs, so like way in the past. But I never really thought about the various and ways in which it kind of can affect how I am as an adult, if that makes sense.
No, I understand. And are you doing better now?
Yeah, it's been like a decade, so
Oh, that's good. That's good. I always like to hear
yeah.
that.
I suffered for like, let's see, 4.5, 5 years about. So it started really young, unfortunately, but I'm glad to say that it's like far in my past, which is good.
Good.
Also, by the way, to throw a little bit more gender euphoria into the mix, nothing is for sure, and I have to wait about a week to find out when my mom's, because I'm still 24, so I can be on my mom's insurance for a year if I need to be. We're gonna wait and see if I can afford it, and then if I wait, because my whole family is disabled, so the deductible will run out sometime within the year, and when we hit it, I should be able to actually afford top surgery. I'm
Oh
knocking on
fuck
wood right
yeah!
now because
Congrats.
this is the first even like hope that I've had for it literally in my life. And I've already been in connection with like the surgeon that's going to do it and talked about like what I'd have to do prior to and everything like that. So like and even like, yes, I've been on HRT for a little over 2 years now. But top surgery is like my chest is my biggest point of dysphoria, and it always has been. So like finally having this access to this is just like, like it's, what it's like, at least. Astrid, it's really exciting. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
need
am
to,
so happy.
I need to add the yippee sound effect to my soundboard. From the
Yes.
they let me drink cola and play Fortnite. Yippee!
We just
Yeah.
get one of those every time we get a little bit of gender euphoria. Do we have any more op around? Is this Aaron Dudot? I haven't been
I haven't been looking at it, so I don't know.
paying too much attention.
I've learned not to pull up or not to read too much in the comments because my brain just can't multitask well in that way. But
That and a lot of people talk a lot of shit in the comments and get up here and they just start saying slurs.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's fair enough. Yeah, like Aaron says that you don't want up. I just want to hear to listen to comment. That's fine. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Unless if you're saying some really dumb stuff, I'm not gonna hold your feet to the fire and be like, "You must come up here."
But maybe share it with your friends that might disagree. If you like to listen to the debates, that's kind of how we get to discuss certain things is have an op. So also that's why I say I like the live too, all that good stuff.
But yeah, sorry I haven't been live much, guys. I've just been feeling down. So, see ya.
You don't need to apologize. Oh, sorry. My mic.
I know. I just figured I would say something about it because I know people like the lives and I feel
I
like
was happy to see it live. I was like, oh, Stoats is live.
yeah, I'm okay. I just everybody here knows. I mean, at least a number of you guys know who F is. Effie. I don't know what happened to her, but I haven't heard from her or seen her in like a month, and it's just concerning to me. Somebody falls off the face of the planet, and it's like, hello, where'd you go? So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Especially someone that's important to you. So yeah, life happens, and we're here whether you're going live or not.
yeah.
Yeah, you can always DM me or call me on Discord if you need to talk.
Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop.
And I know that feeling because I freak out when even if my friends are like normally home at a certain time and they're not answering my text, I'm assuming the worst. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, I really hope that she's just getting help and is in like some sort of place that, I mean, at some point, yeah, I hope that she was, forced to get help, because I remember she wasn't taking her meds, and that was not great. With somebody who has BPD, that's yeah, it's just not fun to deal with somebody. I mean, I understand why she might not want to take them, but I don't know. I know that she'd been wanting to talk with her psychiatrist about getting different meds. I think that's the person. Yes. I don't know.
I always mix psychologists and psychiatrists up.
Yeah.
I think both of them can prescribe, but yeah,
Depends on the state.
most of the time it's psychiatrists that do that.
Yeah, so psychiatrists go generally 4 years of pre-med, then med school, and then residency, where psychologists generally do 4 years of undergrad in psychology, then do a PhD, and they don't generally study medicine, but some of that is changing, so it varies by state. And I know this because I was going to get my PhD in psychology. But yeah, generally nurse practitioners and psychiatrists are the ones prescribing, and they're working with a psychologist. But it's starting to vary by state. They're starting to open up practices even within the state that I live.
Logan, you know there are trans people in Palestine, right?
These people don't understand intersectionality. You're gonna break their brains. Be careful.
Isn't this Christy person that one we dog walked the other day?
Oh my God, Christy's back.
Yes, respect.
Yeah.
We do have a request from Ohad. I think that's their name. So,
How are you doing, people?
hello?
How are you doing?
Hello.
And not only gay, like that. If you pass the threshold of being gay, you've been thrown out from a rooftop.
What?
Oh no, it's like I don't think that you have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, the person that I live with, who's my ex-partner, is Palestinian. They spent 20 years there. They lived through the first Intifada.
And is
Palestinian, 100%.
trans.
No, he's not trans.
So what is your point?
That I'm very familiar with what goes on in Palestine.
I promise you that if you don't
Yeah,
ask,
you're
if you
pink
didn't
washing.
ask him,
You're
if
pink
you
washing.
didn't ask him what happens to gay Palestinians or trans Palestinians, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, well, are you Palestinian?
I live in Israel, and we have a lot of Palestinians that actually seek
Ew.
refuge in Israel because of persecution from fellow
That's so
Palestinians.
No, you're just pink washing.
I don't think we
Free
should
Palestine.
Israeli pink washing
Look
genocide. I
how
don't think we
crazy you
should do
become as soon as somebody says his ethnicity.
that.
Do you think that what Israel's doing is okay?
I think it's a much more complex subject than just
Yeah,
yes or no.
that's why. Congratulations, it's a G-side.
Yeah.
You guys are.
We're not gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
sorry, I accidentally didn't filter the word that I said when I said G side.
Oh no, that's fine. It's unlikely that one word will do it, but it's. I think it seems to be repeated. If you repeatedly use slurs or that kind of stuff, that's what it will.
And if we're being academically honest, yes, in many countries, trans rights are not protected. Trans individuals are not protected, but that doesn't mean that they deserve anything of what they're receiving. Like, that is a wild take, and it's just dehumanizing to justify horrible things. We hardly have rights for trans individuals in this country. To walk against discrimination in housing. I mean, we just in 2015 passed equal rights for same-sex marriages. So I don't want to hear it.
Not in Texas anymore, apparently.
Oh, thank you, Grandpa. So yeah, let's not go point fingers at other places and say, well, they deserve G-side because they don't treat people as fairly and have laws and protections. Like they can't even get a government to run because of how Israel has interfered, and the USA hasn't interfered with them. So, no.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not claiming that trans rights are like upheld and stuff in Palestine. I'm saying there are trans people, there are gay people in Palestine. That doesn't, and whether they're accepted or not, it does not justify
Yeah.
wholesale slaughter.
And whether they're
Genocide.
even open about it at all.
Like trans people exist all around the world.
If and based on my understanding too about, I mean, I'm not super familiar with like Hamas and Palestine. It doesn't seem like it's a very comforting place, at least, for somebody to be open about this stuff. So, and like that's a whole other issue of then, like, you know, what Israel's doing though at the same time. Like that's, you can't just say, oh well, you know, they're bad, so we must wipe out this entire area. That's just absurd.
Yeah, it's colonial talking points.
We would have
fine.
had to wipe out ourselves a million times over in the USA.
Yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge our, you know, it's these are complex situations, and like I don't know, like I know people who, you know, I've talked to people from Israel who are not bad people. Like they don't think what's going on in Palestine is bad or is good. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like
No, we know what you mean.
yeah, it's just it's a complex situation, and it's kind of frustrating to some extent that
Not all Jewish people are Zionist. Not all Israeli citizens are Zionist. And not even all, weirdly, all Zionists technically support the G-side. It's a nuance. It is only the individuals that get up there and say that it's not a G-side. It's okay because of certain things that their society may or may not discriminate against. So, but yeah, I can agree that both anti-Semitism, true anti-Semitism, is wrong, and that there is a G-side happening and it's atrocious.
oh,
They're
I
not
remember
mutually exclusive.
on one of the lives the other day I was on, or I was listening to, somebody had brought up who is it? They had brought up like a bunch of like George Soros.
Of course they did. Can we ban this Ohad guy?
They brought up
He's
Jennifer
just
Parker,
murdering-
John Stryker, somebody Rothblatt, and George Soros, and though it's like that's a dog whistle from anti-Semitics or anti-Semites, and yeah, like I was like these words, these people sound familiar, and I looked at my notes. I was like, oh yeah, that's a dog whistle. That's why it sounds familiar.
Stout, can you ban Ohad?
Yeah, bye. Where's
Thank
the? Boop, boop.
Literally said, can't handle the truth, so you mute it. And I was about to respond, like, dude, you're still in the comments. I could have just muted you and blocked you and all that shit. But you're here. I can kick him, but
We have a request.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, how's it going?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay.
You're over the age of 18, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just making sure for TikTok, because they're well, we're not gonna try to get the algorithm to dislike us, but oh man, pretty strict about some of this stuff. Do you disagree
Sure.
with the prompt?
I think that the legal erasure is probably a part that I may disagree with. The live free from violence and discrimination, I would agree with.
Okay.
Although I really don't agree with the premise that transgender ideology is a real thing in the first place. But if I were to agree to that, then I would say that.
You don't think it's bad for a group of people to be legally erased?
No, I was saying so legal erasure, I think that in terms of legality, it's kind of like the bathroom argument. Do I think that we should have separate bathrooms? Should the government mandate that there be this third group added to these different kinds of things? I disagree with that just because they make up such a small amount of the population that I don't think that you should require people who run their businesses to cater to such a small amount of people in the country. I think it's unfair.
What, these third bathrooms be separate but equal?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, like, for instance, if the idea was we make a third bathroom for people with gender dysphoria or they identify as trans, I think it's unfair because you're mandating people who are like investing their life savings to start a business, and that you're going to charge them $200,000 more to build a third bathroom. It's just totally insane.
No trans person wants a third bathroom.
Sure. So what would you like?
To just be allowed to be in the spaces of our genders.
Sure. And then what happens when the majority of the public says that they want their bathrooms to correlate to their biological sex?
That is literally just a talking point that was brought up in like the last 20 years because people found out trans people exist and have been using it as a political talking point.
Got it. So I just want to make sure your position is clear. So if trans people were legally mandated, allowed to go into the bathroom of their choosing,
which they are.
So they are. So you think that if somebody, like, let's say a woman says, I only want a bathroom that has biological women because I think that biological men are inherently dangerous to women, you don't think that we should protect those women?
Then they can use their bathroom at home.
But it is actually the case that trans individuals are more likely to have violence acted on them than violence, them perpetuating violence. The cis men are the problem. That's just what the data point to.
Sure. And so the data can point to this or point to that, but I mean, people ultimately get to petition for what they would like to petition to. So, for instance, I know plenty of women where they are very open about their views on this, and they've said, if I saw a trans person in the bathroom and it was obviously a biological male who was identifying as a woman,
do you think
I would either not go to that establishment
TikTok,
or I would start petitioning for biological sex.
Do you think that we should segregate African American individuals because people petition that they don't want to share water fountains with them?
Absolutely not. But I mean, there is data that backs up biological men being more dangerous to women.
No, it's cisgender men.
Yep, transgender men or transgender women are still biological men.
Trans individuals.
They're still born male.
Okay, they're assigned male, but at the same time.
Yeah, but they're not chemically any different.
Well,
chemically, actually.
They are.
No, that's not true. Not unless they take hormones, which not every trans person takes hormones.
Okay, the point is that you're choosing to segregate people on the basis of a certain attribute, and you're going to have to be very, very specific how you word this in order for it to not be discrimination.
Okay. Yeah, I'll word it like this.
If it is the case that you want to petition and you want it to have a popularity vote, and not based on the data, then that can lead to a lot of really problematic things in which a history we do have in this country.
So I just want to make sure, so just to confirm, so you think that it would be discriminatory if biological females all banded together and they said, we want our own bathroom free of anybody who has ever been a biological male? You think that would be discriminatory?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't believe that biological females are actually an individual group?
In
you
fact,
think that
SCOTUS
trans men and biological women are the same thing?
SCOTUS agrees with me on the basis.
Sure, and so SCOTUS can do whatever they want. I don't care what SCOTUS thinks. I'm asking you for your opinion.
Well, it's called gender discrimination.
Got it. Okay. So I just want to be clear. So you also believe that there is no distinction at all, legal-wise, between biological women and men who pretend to be women.
I think that women. You're using a gender term. They're not pretending.
They are trans women. They're women.
They're women. Yeah. Trans is just an adjective. Like you wouldn't say like.
Are they able to have children?
Biological women.
Is that what you think women are?
Do you think?
Are they able to have children?
Wait. What if I didn't? I had an issue with my ovaries and I wasn't able to have children. Am I still a woman?
I'm talking in general terms.
Yeah, there's tons of like fertility issues and women who are unable to have children is like ubiquitous.
Okay, so this is your argument. You're going to argue the
20% of women are infertile.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the average woman infertile? They can't have children.
1/5 of them are.
20% is 1 in 5. That's quite a lot.
Okay, so is that the average for you?
No, it's not typical.
Okay, so the average woman is able to have children. Is that correct?
So you're just going to say that 20% of women can't use
the
bathroom
because they can't have kids? Is the average woman able to have children or
kids?
not? Just answer the question.
You think
I already did.
Are their uterus?
Okay,
Like,
so the answer is
like
yes.
that.
Only women can have children.
No,
No,
Okay, who can have children other than women?
men,
men can.
Okay, what kind of men?
trans
Non-binary
men.
people.
Okay, and those
Yeah,
are biological
non-binary.
females, correct? You don't see kind of the circular argument here?
You
know
know
there's a
what?
difference
And
between-
men
Okay, you
don't
guys are
have
all
to-
completely retarded. Have a good day.
Oh.
Oh,
fuck
and
you.
slur.
Oh, nice crash
No,
out.
no, we're just being
I'm so
nuanced. We're being
fucking done with
nuanced.
that.
So biological man, biological woman doesn't make any sense to me because man and woman are gender terms. When you say biological, you can say assigned sex. You can say that like maybe they have phenotypical traits associated with this, but sex and gender, one, do not conflate those to be the same things. That's according to the sciences. And then when we get it with sex, it's a nuanced thing. Like it's not just about chromosomes. It's not just about genitalia. It's a combination of things. Like you can have the right genitalia and produce a certain amount of gametes, but if you don't have the receptors across your body, then you won't have phenotypical expressions of the gender that the sex assigned at birth, right? So we're just trying to be very specific in our language so we can be inclusive because diversity is the spice of life. That's like why so many species exist. It's great for our planet. It's just a weird argument to try to force and shove people so deep in little tiny boxes because you don't like it.
I like how they saw themselves out afterwards.
Right.
Like they
didn't have
didn't
to
even
kick
get
them.
kicked. They knew what they said was bad, so they
And like a lot of times this is funny to me, but sometimes it does get on my nerves when people throw around slurs that are not at all related to the topic. Like if you're gonna say the F slur or the T slur, like okay, I guess I kind of get where you're coming from. But if you're gonna throw the R slur, like that just doesn't make any sense to me, and it's frustrating because it's about a community that we're not even talking about. So anyway. I just got to get used to it. I got to get used to it when I'm up here.
They love their bigotry.
no way. No way they love it.
They like I swear they have like stuffed animals just like called bigotry and they just hug them at night and it comforts them.
They said, I don't care what flavor of bigotry, just any bigotry will do.
Sweet dreams, my sweet bigotry. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little surprised by the whole just I'll see myself out now bit.
You know, it's worse when they actually have the intellectual capacity and like seemingly just choose to reject data.
Ooh, we got another request. That's obviously another whatchamacallit. Hello, are you over 18?
Yes.
Do you disagree with the prompt?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you disagree with?
Oh, no. Live free from violence? Yes, but use the same bathrooms? Absolutely not.
Okay, why is that?
So not free from
Okay.
discrimination?
How about this? I go out. I'm going to say I'm a transgender woman. I whip out my penis and I go to the bathroom in the women's room and I don't take hormones. I choose to keep my body exactly as it looks like. And I just cut my hair like a guy, whatever, and I clearly.
Wait, are you just like
and I just say
going
I'm a
into a
transgender
woman's
woman.
bathroom
I
and
just say
whipping
I'm a
out?
transgender. I'm a transgender woman.
Well, no, are you
Just
just
calling
going in?
myself that.
Okay, I don't know if
I
you've ever
clearly
been in a
look like a
woman's
man,
bathroom, but we
like-
have stalls.
No.
No one sees
Oh,
anyone's
okay.
junk in the woman's bathroom.
Well, I didn't close the stall. I don't like to close it.
Well, that's just assault. No
That's
matter
just
who you
assault.
are.
Like it doesn't matter.
Wait, am I
Yeah.
required?
That's just talking about
Are you
assaulting
required to
people.
close the stall? Have you ever been in
Yes.
the military?
Yes.
You don't
Yes,
even have
I was a
stalls in the
68
military.
whiskey.
You
No,
don't even
they
have
do.
stalls in the military. No, they don't. You
They-
haven't. Oh my God, no, they do not always have stalls in the bathrooms when you.
They don't
are
always,
deployed.
but generally speaking.
No, you don't. When you are deployed, when you are in those camp situations, you absolutely do not have stalls.
Are we all
It
fucking
sucks.
deployed?
You
Wait, are
sit
we all
on a
fucking
toilet
deployed?
next to.
Wait, I'm so
First one, people,
confused.
this
Are
is
we all
why
fucking
you take
deployed over
crap.
here?
You're allowed in public.
Come on, and if someone who's clearly
Okay.
not
Why are
taking
you
hormones and
segmenting
causes
like a
wait,
very,
no,
very
no,
small
because
percentage of
it
cases?
doesn't matter
Because you have to
you're
pivot to prove your point. You have to like
you're
find
refusing
like
to
one.
acknowledge that
There's
if
one
someone
bathroom,
looks
guys, in
okay, I have
this
a woman
state
here
in
who says I'm a
Alabama that doesn't
transgender
have
man.
stalls in
She's
it.
got
So
size B
let's
breasts,
make a rule
comes
for the
into the
entire
men's
United
room,
States.
comes in. How about this? We have a woman who says she's a transgender man. And she's like clearly size B breast. She has
So it's a cis man that's just choosing to.
No.
So it's a cisgender man that just wants to do
She's
violence.
a woman who says I'm a transgender man because that's what you're saying, and she goes into the men's room because she.
Oh,
has
so
the right
she's a
to use it.
cisgender
She
woman.
chooses not. No, she's a transgender man. No one called her. So you're calling her that.
No, you said
You not get it.
you
call-
said
people
your
are
language
calling
is very
themselves what they
confusing.
want
I
to
don't
be.
think you know what you're saying.
No, I do.
Woman.
You're trying to deny the fact that it's not right.
Wait, you're talking about trans? Wait, you're talking about a man or a woman? I'm so fucking
No, I'm
confused.
talking about a transgender man.
So a
But I
man.
chose not to take. No. Okay, fine. You're calling it a man, but it looks
Wait,
like
it. Wait, hold
They
on. Can I?
look
Can I?
like
Wait,
a
please, hold
woman.
on, everyone.
because
Hold on.
they
hold on.
don't
Wait,
take
wait,
hormones. They
host,
grow their hair long. They still wear.
Host, I have a
Yeah.
question for host.
Yeah. Okay.
Just really quick, host. Did you hear that, host?
I didn't really. I didn't hear anything too egregious.
Yeah, just bringing up. I just want to bring up that this fucking person called trans man it.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
This is dehumanizing because this person below me doesn't think trans people are human. That's why he refers to them as its. Right? Because he's a fucking transphobic scumbag. I just wanted to point that
Yeah,
out.
let's not call them its.
Yeah, let's not call people its, you fucking scumbag.
Can I
You
do a
fucking
little
worthless piece of shit.
different moderator thing really quickly?
Yeah.
We do try to keep the lives as accessible as we can, and part of that is not speaking over each other when at all possible. I'm practicing remembering to mute when I'm not speaking. This goes for guests as well. Just like try to have one person off mute or speaking at a time, so that some people who use speech to text can keep up with what's going on. Because when someone's steamrolling and we just have a lot of voices going at once, it's a bit inaccessible to them. So that's all. Thanks, and keep liking the live.
He left.
Yep, there's another useless idiot on here too.
I'm stepping away for just 1 second. I gotta throw my laundry in the dryer, so I'll be back in like 1 second.
I'm sorry for over talking anyone. I just
No, it's okay.
Totally valid.
trans people should not be fucking dehumanized by being called it. Unless of course that's your pronoun. I mean
I was about to say, interjecting at misinformation is fine with me, especially if you're a trans person. I do that consistently. But like that would be the exception, is like if somebody's dehumanizing, using slurs, spreading misinformation, like that again, you gotta stop it at a certain point on platforms, because it's not like that's gonna spread to other people that don't use their brains enough to Google things, and then you could have problems. So yeah.
But yeah, I think that we should like let people try to speak. But if they start saying like anything too egregious, I think there's a point when you should interject. But I generally think that we should be trying to let one person speak at a time, because otherwise it's just impossible to follow.
Does Yep want to come on? If you're gonna chirp in the comments. How do you invite someone?
Yep is just a useless idiot. You won't get anything substantial out of yes. I mean out of Yep. I guarantee it.
I did invite them. We shall see.
To answer the question, I didn't start using the women's washroom until I had been on hormones for like at least a few months, and I could actually look like a woman, because I don't want to make people uncomfortable or anything, but it's not safe for me to use the men's bathroom past a certain point, and like I should be allowed to use the women's bathroom. You know?
You should be.
I'm just not sure why we have segregated bathrooms in the first place. Let's be realistic here. There's
I think that was because of men. They
yeah,
didn't want to be
like,
around women. Yeah.
I
I
understand
haven't
that
really
like
looked into it much.
we as a culture like expect it now, but like there's no real good reason to do it in the first place. Like from a logical perspective, um, that's
And it's
that's
sorry.
kind of like one of those things that like I think it's hard to like really get a push to be able to desegregate it. But there are some places out there that don't have segregated bathrooms, and they happen to work fine. They don't
I
have
was
like
about to say. There are places in Europe that it's very normalized to have just a bathroom that everybody goes into with stalls that don't have cracks, that are floor to ceiling. And there are some studies that show that they're actually safer because the accountability is higher when you have more people in there. So less assaults can take place in those spaces when there's higher accountability. But yeah. And also Astrid, yes, that part. Uh, I hate this because a lot of times I'll quote unquote pass online just because of the name that I use and the voice that I have from being on HRT. But I don't physically pass until I get top surgery. Like even binding is really difficult for me to like quote unquote pass in person. So I still use the women's restroom, but there will be a point after top surgery that I stop doing it. Okay. Anyway.
a ring ring.
Tell-
Hello.
Yeah, no, that's totally, like exactly. Yeah, like at
Yeah.
a certain point, you're not like it's not safe. So
I'm sorry, everyone. Can I get like, I don't know who y'all are. Pronouns. For host. What are your pronouns?
I'm just he him. I'm a cis white straight
Hey.
male. I know,
Alright,
right? I'm the
Ashley.
least expected person to be an ally.
I'm trying to get Ashlyn's pronouns. I don't know if Ashlyn can hear me.
It's she her.
Okay.
she's doing her laundry or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
Astrid, she her, and then Cole is what? I is it any? I forget.
They
Oh, what are
them.
your pronouns?
They them. Okay,
They them?
yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I know.
Right.
I was pretty sure it wasn't he him, but I was like,
Okay.
Right? For
I
the
use
first,
she,
like-
her, they, them.
Okay, thank you, Ava. For the first several months we knew each other, you just thought I was a dude. And I find that so funny to this day. I don't know how that happened.
well, I didn't have anything that like immediately pointed off to you just somebody named Michael. Like,
Yeah, I guess I get that, but I think I had my pronouns in Ian's server, which is where we met. So I don't know,
But
and
we
and I
didn't-
don't know because. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't think. Sorry, I interrupted you. I was just gonna say I don't think we talked on the Discord much, or on his Discord, or their Discord.
Yeah.
Ah!
So yeah, I mean, I get it to an extent. I just find it kind of funny because at this point we're friends and such, and you've known for a while now, and it's also a little bit more complicated being a system. But yeah, generally they them, and I'll say something if it's not.
Yeah, I really wish that this stuff was taught to me as a kid because like it's harder to adjust now. You know,
Agreed.
like that's kind of part of the reason why I think that like I really push for this stuff too, is that like I feel like it makes it easier for people not to get into the trap of being bigoted against people if they just understand that they exist and that kind of stuff. Like even like with religions too, like I grew up, I think I was very thankful that I grew up with like we had a family of triplets they were all Jewish religiously, and so we got to get exposed a little bit to some of like I got exposure to that, and it helped me understand that not everybody was a Christian or or an atheist. So
Exactly, and I was going to bring up a little bit of how religion played into it for me, at least, because a lot of people who are like deconstructing Christianity or who did grow up in Christianity have a lot of this bigotry built in because of the way the Bible's interpreted to them and what's drilled into them from a very young age. Having been a pastor's kid for the first 11 years of my life, and I have really awesome accepting parents now, which shows how much they've learned and grown because they were awful growing up. I was questioned about an educational video I was watching on YouTube about different sexualities when I was like 12, and I told my mom I'm pansexual, and she goes, "No, you're not." So like that shows how much they've grown. They use my pronouns, my name, all that good stuff. There's a lot of queer folks in our family as well who are also trans, and they're really respectful and awesome about all of that. Even like separating themselves some from the transphobic family that we have, which isn't much of my extended family, but there is a part of them that has literally like cut my sister and I out of their lives entirely just because we're trans, which is so fun. Anyways, so they're awesome now, but religion definitely plays a huge role in that. I would say Christianity for the most part, but yeah.
Which is like wild because there's a big fat goose egg of times that trans individuals are mentioned in the Bible.
It's almost like their language just doesn't account for it.
It's
Wild.
it's almost like that, Stotsky. It's so weird.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that there might be a correlation that they don't have words to describe this phenomenon, so they literally can't talk about it. It's like we almost need words to talk about these things. Oh.
In the Bible,
Yeah.
they're asking in the Bible.
I didn't know that you're in the military, Ashlyn.
Huh?
I didn't know that you
Yeah.
were in the military. Yeah.
No, I said it's just a call we used to do.
Oh.
Yeah. I was a 68 whiskey. I was a medic.
How am I not surprised by that?
Yeah, that's why I love when men come up and tell me, like, oh, well, who's protecting the laws and all of this, and I'm like, me? I did. Did you?
What branch?
Well,
were
no.
you, out of curiosity. If you don't mind
Army.
sharing. Ah,
Yeah.
cringe. No, I'm kidding.
It kind of is. Like, I don't even blame you for saying that.
I say that just because
that was a level of indoctrination that took years to get out of too.
I live pretty close to Colorado Springs, which is like the Air Force town. So yeah, we're pretty big. Like we have at least 2 Air Force bases here, and then we have like one small Army one. We also have like NORAD here, so like it's a really big Air Force town because Air Force
Yeah.
Academy's here too. So yeah,
I should have went Air Force if I'm being honest.
it's very funny.
I was
seeing little-
17. They got me young. Sorry.
It's very funny seeing little prop planes with the Air Force insignia flying around. It's like, yeah, this is our mighty Air Force, little Cessnas.
But yeah, that's something that I literally refer to the military as a cult because they use the same practices that are used in cults to get people to like just do whatever like the group is doing, what they're told to do, stuff like that, whatever like specifics it is for that cult or that group. But my ex was 11 Bravo in the Army. So yeah,
Infantry.
indeed, he's a combat veteran. So different stuff, but like it was something that I was able to talk about with him, which is good. Like he didn't shy away from the fact that like yeah, he was definitely brainwashed in a lot of ways when he went into the military, the same way that religion can even brainwash people. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, they're not shy about telling you that they own you.
Yeah, I kind of get why you would want a military to be that way. Not that that's a good thing, but like I understand from a structure order of things that you want people just to follow orders blindly, which is like not a good thing always. I think the U.S. military is a little bit better in terms of having like officers that have a little bit more control over what's happening. Than they're kind of given a hey, you need to do this task, and then they figure out how to do it, and then take action on it. So
Yeah, no, it makes sense, like why they do the things that they do, but it definitely breeds a certain outcome that I don't think prepares you for a civilian life, and that transition winds up being very problematic and leads to poor mental health outcomes for many vets.
yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, there's a huge issue with just even like, I mean, we're not even talking about like people who had seen combat with that, with mental health. Like, it's just, yeah, I can imagine that it's being placed into the structure of like, you do everything that you're told and nothing else doesn't lead you to being able to just walk out into the real world and or into civilian life. They live in the real world, but civilian life, and just be able to adopt to it. You're like, oh yeah, nothing's, I'm all ready to go.
Well, yeah, and you think of the average age of the people that they recruit. I mean, I was 17, and that's allowed. They'll emancipate you as a minor, and that's who they really kind of gear their engagement towards for their advertisement. So it's a young, vulnerable population.
It is super predatory.
Yep, it is. It definitely is. And I think a lot of people have trouble kind of confronting that. The fact that realistically, when you are going through basic training, you're looking around and they're all your age, and you're realizing, that my sergeant, is maybe only a few years older than me, and it's kind of a shocking thing when you think about it.
Yeah, my ex was either 15 or 16, I can't remember, but he was also emancipated to join, so very, very young.
Yeah, you have to finish high school. At least they have that standard, or have a GED.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got GED, but yeah.
I sent Trent a request. I don't know if he'll join, or they will.
They seem so lovely in the comment section. Is Trent of age, though?
Their profile says so, because it won't let me invite them if they're not 18, at least on their profile. But that can be capped sometimes. So
Wait, someone said request, and he said shut your bitch ass up. What the fuck?
That's what that means.
It's giving fetus.
Right?
And you know what we do? We
Not allowed to talk about it?
the fetus.
They annoy me beyond comprehension.
I bet you it's the same back, Trent. I bet you it's giving right back to you.
Yeah. Not that you're able to comprehend much, to be fair. Come up and yell at us. Don't be a pussy.
We're into it.
Fight. Let's go. Sorry.
Feed the algorithm gods. Stotsky, how does my mic sound? Or anyone
sounds
else?
Fine. Everybody sounds fine.
Yeah, I got a new mic.
Oh, do you actually have a mic like plugged into your phone?
Yes.
Ooh. Well, I have I'm on my desktop, so obviously I have an actual mic setup, but that's different. You're on your phone, so.
Yeah, it plugs straight into my phone.
Yeah,
If anything,
I agree, Ruben.
it's Ashland.
I agree, Ruben. This shouldn't be debatable. This is very clearly on one side that has the upper hand. But,
Yeah, it's like we're only debating it because our society is controlled by fucking evil people who think that trans people don't deserve to live free from violence, discrimination, and legal erasure.
Wait, why was I mentioned? And then my name's right here. Can you not spell it correctly? Is it that difficult? It's right in front of your face.
You're a fetus in grade school.
That's true. That's true.
Ashland.
Ashland. The land of ash.
It could be autocorrect potentially.
Ashland.
To be fair, but
Ashland is actually a fucking cool name, though.
No, I agree. It's just not mine.
Sounds like
Yeah.
that's an Elden Ring place.
But no,
Show me to
Ashland.
Ashland.
Ash Lind also makes me think of like the Lindworm. Like
The what?
Lindworm.
I don't know what that
Haven't you
is.
ever? Oh man, hold on, give me a second.
I love the furious typing after I said no. Ash Lamp.
It's a mythical
I like that
creature
one.
from Central European folklore. It's not
Yeah, a Lindworm.
Oh. Oh.
There's also Lindworms in God of War. There's also Lindworms in I think Final Fantasy 12. I think you find a Lindworm. I can't really remember.
Oh, that's Swedish. There's
Do you find me in RFK's brain?
well, you
The
know.
comment Ash Lamp.
Oh, Trent, why are you? I like how it's LGBTQIA and like you're Xing out the T. It's like what?
What do you think the Q stands for? I'm just asking.
They don't know.
Trent's just an idiot. Why doesn't Trent come up though?
Yeah,
I
like
don't
if
know.
you're standing on business, as you say, why not just
Trent,
Yeah.
stop being
go stand on
empowered.
business?
They're laying down on business. That's what they're doing.
Probably.
They're hugging their pillow, their stuffed bigotry.
I almost clicked add moderator to Trent. I'm like, no. This is not what I want to do.
Trent, stop being a little bitch.
I can't
Unless you're
invite
a
them,
child.
So
Yeah, if you're a child, fuck off. But also, stop being a little bitch.
well,
Quit chirping from the comments.
I mean, being a little cringe child. I don't know if they have much to say over being a little cringe. I too was once a little cringe, but not quite as much as the cringe.
It's okay. You can get better. I got better.
Charlie bit my finger and it really hurt. That just shows my age.
To be cringe is to be free. Yeah.
Trent stands on business and lays for mommy's praise.
Jeez. I'm just hoping that's not a child, guys.
Hey, Juno said it, not me.
Dang man, you're telling my deepest, darkest secrets. I once was a little cringe. I was a Christian. Then I grew up and realized that was all BS. Yeah, most of us are in the same camp as that.
Soy boy. Oh, that's so cute.
I agree. The Holy Bible, it's accurate when thrown at short distances.
I fucking love that. That was good. That was really good.
Mine's thick. Mine's chunky. Y'all should see this thing. It's,
Bible. You gotta get the Catholic Bibles. Those are the thick ones.
Big.
They got fucking like that.
well, mine has the whole Septuagint. It has the Apocryphal and Deuterocanon.
Oh fuck yeah! Nice.
Yeah. That way I can study the chapter called Bel and the Dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's literally the name of a book in the Septuagint.
Holy Bible for use as toilet paper, rolling paper, a weapon.
Yeah, it is quite useful. It's heavy too. Doorstop, let's not forget that one.
Fire starter. This
is true.
papers are very good to if you're in an emergency.
Hey, I got the
Not
extended
recommended
edition.
for accurate history, good
That's
stories,
pretty-
life
pretty good.
lessons.
Wait.
There are a few good life lessons in the Bible, but no, they're few and far between.
I would say that you can go into a bookstore, literally any fucking bookstore, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, whatever. Just go to any bookstore, pull out a random fucking book from a bookshelf. Any bookshelf, put out a random book. That random book will be more relevant to your life than the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
maybe Mesopotamian history might not be, but
I
it's
like
Speaking
Are you
of,
sure?
I read a good book about that.
I like Job 13:5. If only you would keep silent, that would be your wisdom! Exclamation point.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cunty. I like that.
who's saying that?
um, Job. This is Job's reply.
Ah,
So Zophar speaks, and then Jove guilt deserves punishment, and then Job replies, "I am the laughing stock," and he goes on until, and then after that, it's a prayer.
got it.
I don't know what my favorite verse is.
W.
Things in
Roy,
Philippians.
Roy believes in gender affirming care. Oh my God, Roy! W for your support of trans populations, gender affirming care.
Yeah, I don't think that they might not have necessarily meant gender affirming care, but we're gonna take it that way. W. Roy.
That's what they said. The medical help they need. That is the medical help they need.
I love an accidental ally.
That's the medical care I need. I'm kidding.
I find it strange that I've never come across the people who think that like there's actually like the medical consensus is that it's like a mental disorder. Like I've never come across somebody who actually thinks that, which is strange.
Wait, never come across anyone who. Wait, what?
I have Stosuke. I've come across plenty of people that believe that.
People who
Wait,
think
sorry, say it again. What?
that the majority, like the medical, like the consensus among like medical organizations is that gender affirming care is bad. Like the opposite of the position held. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also had people that like full-heartedly believed that gender dysphoria was like put in there, and that all trans people fit that categorization. Yeah, I've heard some wild claims, and then when I prove them wrong, they're like, "Well, scientists are out to get you. It's a conspiracy. You just went to a liberal university." I'm like, this is just what the science says. Don't pew pew the messenger, okay?
If facts are liberal, then I'm a goddamn liberal.
I'm as liberal as they come.
Like I'm fine, like being called a liberal if their definition of liberal is just accepting facts from medical organizations and like looking at facts about things. But like I don't care what they call me at that point. It's not an insult if it's kind of like what is it, like reclaiming a word where you just take all the wind out of it. So like, oh well, who cares, I'm a liberal, so what?
Stosuke, how dare you have empathy and be educated?
Oh no,
the gall.
I flunked out of college twice, actually. Plot twist.
It doesn't mean you're not educated. You're clearly very educated.
Well, no, like literally I did flunk out of college twice. I'm just I've spent time actually researching things. That's the difference, is that I've continued education outside of like traditional means. So
yeah, you definitely don't have to get your education via institutions, specifically like paying for tuition or anything. There's plenty of free information, although it is so annoying. Unpaywall does not give me all the studies that I want to see, and they are expensive. It's almost like worth like going to a college just to have access to those studies.
Just take one class a year or like a semester. That'll
just request all the studies.
Yeah.
Your librarian's like, you're taking like the cheapest course there is. It's like geology, and you're pulling up like 10,000 studies. Like request.
They're just looking at you like, yeah, this is fine.
So I fucking love being a philosophy major because I didn't have to pay for shit to do research. Like most philosophy, most academic philosophy is just free to read online.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Phil Papers online is a great resource. You can read like thousands upon thousands of articles, books, reviews, things like that.
Yeah,
You can learn.
I'm starting to. I think I'm going to start running against the Christians that when they say that their God is objective morality and that I don't have any. I'm going to start saying that I have objective morality and then run an argument on them because there's
Well, I mean, I deny objective morality because I'm a moral anti-realist. So, like, I would just say, like, if God exists, then objective morality exists. Objective morality doesn't exist, therefore God doesn't exist. So that would be my.
Yeah, they could just like reject one of those, but like the problem with saying that is it's either that if like it's the God of the Bible, then God is just arbitrary, and if it's not, then if you disagree with anything that God does, so if you agree, it's arbitrary, and if you disagree, then morals are outside of God, and therefore it's not objective to the sense that God is objective morality. So they can't win.
Yeah, I like being able to turn the argument into actually your God is subjective and I have objective morality grounded through like Garithian principle of generic consistency or something. It's really funny just being able to be like, you're the one that's subjective and I'm the one that's objective in a funny turn of events.
Yeah. There's Catherine Williams wrote a paper, and then Richard Carrier followed up on like making objective reality possible in all worlds, because she said that like basically that there's a scientific methodology that moral truths are discovered, but not through one means, right? And yeah, so she goes through, and then Richard Carrier follows up and like agrees with this, and then closes some of the flaws by saying, yeah, it's necessary in all worlds. I have the whole argument, Rand. I've just got to get better at studying it. I wrote a whole thing on it.
I totally forgot you also debate God, so it's like, oh wait,
yeah.
Alex Malpass is probably my favorite argument against Christianity. It's like so fucking simple, and it's just it's probably like one of the most entertaining arguments I've ever read. If you're interested in it, he has a blog called Use of Reason.
Use of Reason.
It's on Use of Reason. The argument is an argument against Christianity by Alex Malpass. I'll give you the argument. The argument goes like this. Premise 1, if Christianity is true, then God exists. Premise 2, but if God exists, Christianity is false. Therefore, Christianity is false.
Huh.
So that's the argument. but
That's an ankle twister.
yeah. So it's hypothetical syllogism. So it would be like, if P then Q, if Q then R, therefore if P then R. So like extended, it would go, if Christianity is true, then God exists. But if God exists, then Christianity is false. Therefore, if Christianity is true, then Christianity is false. Therefore, Christianity is false. So that's how it that would be like the long form of it.
Kitty.
Basically, the argument is just showing that like Christianity contradicts itself. That's the argument. But you can read about it. It's actually pretty interesting. He's done interviews like engaging with Christians like about the argument, and like none of them. You're good. And like they if you just watch those like debates or whatever, they don't have good responses to his points. They just don't, because he brings up like original sin and like the atonement and like fuck. Sorry, it's been so long since I've like looked into the argument, but I gave the source, so if anyone's interested in reading about that.
You said Use of Reason.
Yeah.
Who was this by?
His name is Dr. Alex Malpass.
I'll send it to you, Ashlyn. I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I found the blog.
I just think it's a fun. I just think it's a fun little argument.
Sorry to change the topic briefly, but I swear to God, the house cat in my house, his name is Oliver, is like your cat's twin. They look the same. Like their eyes are the same color. They have the same like sparse spots in their fur that you can see. The same, like they just look the same.
Garlic, you have a twin.
For real. What's her name again?
His name's Garlic.
Garlic. Oh my God, I love it.
I would get it for like an orange cat, but a black cat named Garlic. Okay, I'll go with it.
Black sesame garlic and teriyaki onion.
Got it. That makes a little bit more sense. I don't have the Danners right now. The Danny boy.
Do you know when you see him next?
No, I don't have any plans right now. Their parents are like super conservatives, and it's fucking hilarious to me because they're like really really rational up until like it comes to like some very specific politics things, and then they go completely irrational. Like, huh? Like we agree on like so much, but there's just these little things that it's like, nope, we disagree about that on.
And it doesn't even seem to make sense, at least like with my experience with these types of people. Like you see, they seem consistent logically up until that certain point, and then it's like you're smart enough to know that you're not being consistent here logically. Like it doesn't even make sense why those are the things, other than like obviously conservative talking points right now.
Me and myself sitting here, clicky clack 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 clack. I should probably move my microphone up sometime, cause so it's
Who's
just
Lily
further.
Tino?
What the fuck? I'm sick and tired of fucking hearing that fucking name.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Some fucking trans person that people keep bringing up and saying that she's representative of all trans people. She like, I don't fucking know. She pulled some stunt in like Disneyland where literally look it up and it's the most ridiculous shit ever. Like these fucking idiots, like Tatooine over here, who's a fucking useless idiot,
Tatooine.
who like thinks that like Lily Tino represents every single trans person like ever because they can't.
Newsflash, no group is a monolith.
Yeah, no group's a fucking monolith, you fucking assholes.
I think that like a lot of like, I don't
Except
know.
for transos, maybe. Transos might be a monolith. I mean, they all share the same brain cell.
You
I
might
think
have
that
me
there's
there.
different categories of transphobe though. There's like the religious ones. There's the ones who are just like uninformed, which they're not.
None of them are smart.
None of them are
None
smart.
of them
But
are
some
smart.
of them are less dumb than others.
That's fair. It's not much better though.
They all would follow Lord Farquaad into the. I know, you know, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Wait, what do you... Explain myself about what? Wait, let's bring Mark Milton up. I'm curious what he's talking about.
Did you
I
get
learned, I learned the other day that Lord Farquaad was a joke for the adults, that he was just a chode.
He was a tree.
No, someone told me that. I don't even remember who, but I remember that.
Lord Farquaad meets what's the Incredibles costume lady?
Edna Mode.
Edna and Lord Farquaad as a couple. No.
That's just mean to Edna.
Edna Mode.
Yeah, Edna would destroy him.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go refill my water bottle.
Not allowed. No hydration here.
random chatter?
That's another person on this app who's another idiot.
The random AR whatever.
Huh?
Is that who you're talking about, Ava?
Wait, what person? Sorry.
You just said that's another person on this app. Who are you referring to?
Edna Mode.
Oh, okay. Anyways, sorry, I got confused.
No, you're good. Just some transphobic asshole on here who's like a fucking idiot. And everyone thinks he's fucking smart and a genius, but they're a bunch of idiots too.
Great, but to respond to this dude, real quick in the comments, none of us disagree up here right now. But we are more than willing to talk to disagreeers. We will mute while you speak if you mute while we speak. If you would rather have a 1v1, like, that can be arranged. Just come on up.
I bite. I just want to warn, I do bite.
Fair warning, Ashlyn bites.
Have you guys seen the Shrek Halloween special? It's so unhinged. I love it. It's like the worst. It's like even worse animation than the first Shrek movie, and it's just like the weirdest humor.
Is it playing in your background?
Oh no, I'm playing Silk Song. Kicking my ass.
I was like, I hear
doing
like high pitched
something.
singing in the background.
Oh, sorry. Where's my
No, you're fine.
Video game music is awesome in the background, anyways, in my opinion.
Real women don't
Video game
need men
soundtrack.
pretending to do a woman to go in their safe places and sports. Those were words in an order.
That's not what happens, but
Those,
That's a claim.
if anyone wants a really, really fucking amazing video game soundtrack to listen to that will just blow your fucking mind, I highly recommend Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
I love that
That
game.
fucking soundtrack is perfect.
Yes.
Okay? Like,
Ava,
literally, Unave and Tamir is fucking. Oh my god, it's fucking perfect. What? Sorry, what?
I was just gonna ask if you can DM me that because I will forget.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Sick,
Yeah.
Such a
thank
good
you.
game.
I'm
So,
always down to
The
listen
game,
to that
the
stuff.
game is amazing, y'all. This game came out like a few months ago, and it's so damn good.
It's getting a
It's so
big
damn
update
good.
soon. I'm so excited.
Fuck yes, let's go! I know, I want an update. Okay, look, did you beat it?
I have, yeah.
Okay, did you pick Verso's ending?
No.
Oh, you didn't pick Verso's ending? Oh snap! Okay.
Wait.
I didn't pick
Verso is the one where.
Verso and Mael. You had to at the ending. You had to choose between their endings.
Yeah, which one is the one where you let the painting die?
Verso wanted to kill everyone.
Okay, yes, I did.
Okay. Damn, I picked Mael's ending.
Oh.
I have good reasons for picking Mael's ending. I think it's a better ending. I can explain why. Okay. So here's why I think Mael's ending. Spoiler alert for everyone. Sorry. I don't know if anyone here is planning to play this game, but with Verso, Verso, he told Mael, he pinky swore to Mael that he would play a concert at the piano hall. He would play a piano concert at the opera hall.
Yeah.
So he pinky swore. Then he told then he told Lune that he would do everything in his power to save everyone. Then he told Ciel that he would help her bring her husband back. so look, I mean, I picked Mael's ending to
Keep the promise and stuff.
fucking like force that motherfucker to keep his promise, because this dude lies the entire time. Okay, like this dude lying is like his main language. Like this character, he does nothing but lie the entire fucking. And I get why he's lying. There's like an actual reason why he's like leading everyone on.
Yeah.
But like I still don't think it excuses like annihilating an entire civilization of like entities. Because like when the canvas went, all the Gestrals went, all the Grandis went.
Yeah.
You know, like those people. Why did they okay? So Verso was painted with immortality. He wanted to unalive. He was tired of living, right? But Lune wanted to live. Well, why does that not matter? Why does Lune's that's something that I don't really understand, because like there's lots of good conversations about like which ending is like the proper one, but if you actually like look at the interviews with like the game developers and the writers and stuff, the main writer has said that there's no correct ending.
Yeah, I think that it's like one is like accepting grief and like on,
Yeah.
but, like,
Well, the reason I picked
I do agree.
Mael's ending was just to fucking keep Verso from being a fucking liar. The dude said he pinky swore.
yeah.
I mean, you can't break a pinky swear, dude. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, but the new update's adding like a dungeon and a bunch of like
hell
characters
yeah.
and stuff.
Let's go. I'm really curious about. I really want to see like what the sequel is going to look like.
Yeah, I hope we get to see the novelists or whatever.
The writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
played
hope
in French, so I don't know the English names.
Oh, I hope there. Oh, gotcha. I hope there are other like magical people too. I hope there's like musicians who can like paint, who can like compose entire worlds of music. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I actually went to college for music, and I also followed 21 Pilots for a really long time. I live in the same state that they are out of, and they literally, over the last 10 years and 5 albums, built this world. Like, it's so cool. They started out, like, coded and not really, like, clear about what this world was built around. And then they end up by the end, like by the fourth album that came out last year, Clancy, they end up like showing you what everything is based off of, and showing you more like directly what things are. But they left like little breadcrumbs online too by like the second of 5 albums, so people could kind of figure things out and go back to the first album, which was their Blurry Face album, which, by the way, they didn't get popular until like a year after Stressed Out came out on that album. I'm just saying. But anyways, there's a bunch of like breadcrumbs and cool connections that you can make to Dima and everything in there as well, which I just think is really, really cool.
I think 21 Pilots' world building is pretty neat.
Yeah. So there's not necessarily world building in that way, but like there's definitely some cool stuff that I want to end up doing with music here soon. I have a lot of stuff written. I just need to save up some for some equipment, and then I'll be set pretty much. But yeah, I definitely am really into like world building and music in different ways, and even without lyrics, like building the music around a world and a story, I think can be really awesome. I love like multimedia kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm back, by the way. I definitely didn't forget that this was my life for a moment, and sat down on my bed and I was just listening in. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting live. Then I remembered, oh wait, this is my live. I should.
Does anyone here listen to Coheed and Cambria?
I've heard of them.
Oh, all their albums are concept albums that are based off of the lead singer's graphic novel series.
Send me all this stuff. 'Cause I don't know about a lot of it existing until I just like stumble into it, but I'm so interested. Please send me all this.
Sure. If anyone just wants to add me, I can send you whatever.
Ooh, Ava, you study philosophy, right?
Yeah, I do.
I think Stotsky is very familiar as well. They're educated. I don't know
I don't
who
study
if
it,
anyone else on
but
the panel. Like you're familiar with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with philosophy.
So my argument is all rational agents have goals related to well-being, flourishing, and avoiding harm. This is from Carrier and Wilson's perspective. Actions can objectively promote or undermine these goals, and these effects are empirically observable. I can't talk today. Observable. Moral truths are independent of specific cultural practices. They exist as objective facts about what rational agent ought to do. Therefore, moral statements about well-being and harm are objectively true, even in a secular, non-defined framework. And human reasoning and reflection allows us to progressively discover and apply these moral truths in practical context. So it's
This is
an
Carrier.
argument.
Who's this by?
Me.
Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah, that's it. It uses rule-based consequentialism, but it's like much more. Like I was looking into constructivism, but the problem is that like I don't think that like rational deliberation is good enough to come to like moral truths, right?
Right.
I think that in some way they can help, but that can be one methodology, and that's kind of what Catherine Wilson kind of says, where it's like a methodology that we use in like science to promote the goal, and the goal is related to well-being, flourishing, and avoiding harm.
That's interesting. Could you send that to me?
Yeah. I don't think I have your Discord.
Oh, I mean, you can DM me. I'll send you my Discord.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Can I do that?
Are there any ops?
I don't know if I'm in a space right now to have a philosophical discussion while I'm getting ready for work.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Yeah,
I
I
do
was
want to read.
doing.
I do want to read it though, so I can like, you know.
Yeah, I'll write it like all out too with the papers and stuff. Because it's like it uses a couple of people's arguments, and it's just like an updated position. That, yeah, I think it's interesting because I'm friends with Dalton the Bible guy, and he kind of actually believes in moral realism, but he calls it subjectivism. And I'm just like, because he believes that there are objective facts as long as we agree that the goal is well-being or fairness. And then Justin deconstructs his own, thinks that it's like, I don't know, his position is wild to me. He thinks that it's a preference, and I'm like, I DM him all the time during the lives when he's running this, and I was like, yeah, he can't make any claims then if he thinks it's just like, unless he's saying that it's just opinion that these things are wrong, he can't make any moral truths. In fact, he can't even claim that subjectivism is true. If he's gonna say that it's just a preference. I was like, that's a contradiction. And he's like, and then someone tried to like say it, because I was like, I don't think you can make that argument then. But I've been getting into like ethics. It's interesting. I took it.
I actually need to get back into ethics. That's my problem. I don't really engage with ethics that much. I mean, I'm still thinking about my own normative framework, or
Right.
yeah, I'm still. There's a lot of stuff I gotta think about. I don't even know what fucking kind of knowledge I hold to right now. I still gotta look into. I have so much to do.
Honestly, even if you disagree with them, Even's lives are the ways that I kind of stay thinking about these kinds of things. Depending on the arguments, I mean, he usually does God topic, but some of the arguments talk about like how following the three classical laws of logic, you can prove that everybody, just by being agents, have a right to freedom and well-being. Like stuff like that. As far as that goes, it just keeps it on my mind, even though I'm not like the most into it. Like there's definitely more reading and learning I want to do. I just do things at my own pace for sure, which is different based on like neurodivergencies, that kind of stuff. But if you don't watch allegedly.Ian, I highly recommend checking out their lives.
Are you talking about Ian, like Ian, like the non-binary Ian?
Yes.
Oh, free cloud. No.
I'm friends with. Oh?
What was
I'm
that?
kidding. I said no free cloud.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Ian will say that.
I'm friends with Ian.
Yeah, cool. That's literally just what keeps it on my mind. Like, I think it's important for everybody to have it on their mind to an extent and be able to like determine from there what they believe. Because even people who disagree with Ian, like, okay. I listen to music really loud in the shower so that I can hear it. But sometimes I watch live and I just listen to those. And so cause like I live with my family as well. So my parents will like hear certain stuff and they disagree in certain aspects with him or with them. But it keeps it on their mind, and it's something that we can talk about, and like I can at least try to understand where they're coming from and be able to break things down at a certain point for them as well. But yeah, I think that everybody, regardless, just for the sake of humanity, should have tabs on it.
I mostly read gender metaphysics, gender ontology, social ontology, critical social ontology. That's mostly what I read when I read philosophy. I have like I have like folders, bookmark folders, just filled with academic papers on different metaphysical accounts of gender. Like,
I love that.
Dispositional account of like Jennifer McKittrick's dispositional account, Charlotte Witt's Uni-Essentialist account, Catherine Jenkins' norm relevancy account, Heather Logue's fictionalist account. Like, there's a fuck ton of philosophy on gender that's super interesting that no one on this app reads. No one on this app looks at.
I'll have you send me those two for sure, because I've had a special interest in sex and gender for over 5 years. So I'm definitely interested. And there's a ton more that you have access to that I might not too. So having somebody who's actually like studying that, I think is really cool to be able to chat with and have access to some of that information to share. So thank you for sharing, and also thank you for like being open to send information to people.
Yeah, ditto. I would appreciate papers like that as well, because I'm not as familiar with that topic. I take more of like an empirical psychology perspective from the subject, so I'm trying to broaden my horizon. And I took like a few philosophy classes for my intellectual foundations, but I never like studied it, but I really liked ethics. So I mostly have been looking into that, and especially with arguing against, theist.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. God, there's so many branches of philosophy I wanna get into. Like I wanna get into epistemology, but I'm trying to get in more into like the feminist strands of these branches. Like when I started looking into feminist philosophy of religion, y'all, that changed my fucking life. Feminist philosophy, like feminist philosophy of religion, like just fuck vanilla analytic philosophy. Look into feminist philosophy. There's feminist philosophy of science. There's feminist epistemology. There's feminist philosophy of religion. There's feminist
I
metaphysics. So
A short history of trans misogyny. That's the only like feminist philosophy I've read. Can you name some? I just want to write them down. Where's my pen?
some like feminist philosophy to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Stolyar is good. That's
Stoljar?
That's Natalie Stolyar. That's Stoljar.
Okay.
Let me think.
Sounds Nordic.
Sally Haslinger. She's another feminist philosopher who's really influential. That's at Haslanger.
Okay.
Then there's Louise Antony. I like Louise Antony. I like Heather Logue, Catherine Jenkins, Charlotte Witt. Charlotte Witt has an interesting essentialistic kind of gender. A lot of these philosophers have interesting essentialist accounts of gender that aren't like biological, that aren't like biologically essentialist. They're interesting. I'm not an essentialist, by the way. I'm not a gender essentialist. I'm a gender anti-realist, but
I don't know these philosophy terms, but I will look at. I will try to.
Yeah, I'm
my
missing
job
half
is
the words.
basically I just clean. I'm
Sorry.
a janitor, so I just listen to audiobooks, so I have lots of time.
No, it's all good. I'm just laughing because it's like, yeah, I understand half these words. The other, I'm like, what?
it's like that clip from Good Burger. It's like, oh yeah, I understand some of these words.
Yeah, I think philosophy is
for
good
me,
for understanding like why we know what we know. But I feel like I don't know. I haven't gotten into the weeds too much of philosophy because it seems like it a lot of arguments it seems like they never go anywhere. So I'm like hesitant to go too far into
It
it.
feels like that.
Yeah.
It feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, bring John
yeah.
Bozeman on.
I was
Yeah,
about
you
to say,
use empirical evidence to support like why it is that you hold to like philosophical like principles. That's what, because I was so against philosophy, even though I studied it and I found it like interesting. I was just like, well, it doesn't do much until I actually looked at what it is. Philosophy just is kind of like inspiration for the natural sciences, and it can allude to certain questions that sciences don't necessarily answer, because science is only meant to answer more of like how, not why.
Exactly.
Ian just like violently twitched at his desk.
a couple of things. I don't know if we're looking for op right now. We might have one hanging out.
The door's
But
open.
if not, I don't know too if a restart might help if we're looking for more viewers, because we've been hanging around 10 to 15. I just want to like point that out with the time that we have left. I don't know what you want to do with it exactly. So
Yeah.
Well, this Dorsman guy was kind of chirping in the comments, but will he come
Oh,
up?
he's gone. I think.
Oh,
See who's
fine.
yeah. It's nice to be able to see. I can see generally who's like all in here still. So.
How do y'all feel about if I have a new career in ASMR with my new mic?
yes,
Yes.
that's okay with me. ASMR research, just papers flipping. Notes.
Curious type.
Sorry to interrupt. but there's a philosopher. Her name is Rach Kosker Rowland. So that's Rach RACH Kosker COSKER dash Rowland ROWLAN. I think she is a transgender woman, and she just recently published a book called Gender Identity: What It Is and Why It Matters. And I have not read it yet, but I just wanted to mention that.
I will look that. I'm interested in like trans philosophy.
Trans philosophy is fucking fascinating stuff.
Yeah. Like
You should read- speaking of trans philosophers, Talia May Betcher. Talia May Betcher is a great trans philosopher. There's also Blake Harris, I think, is a good non-binary philosopher. Robin Dembroff is also another good non-binary philosopher.
Wait. What was the one like the second to last one? Sorry, I'm writing these down.
You're good. I said Talia May Betcher.
Yeah, I got that one.
I said Blake Harris.
Blake Harris. Okay.
Blake Harris. HERETH, I think. Then there's Robin Dembroff. They're also non-binary. I know a few non-binary philosophers I'm familiar with. Robin Dembroff. There's R.A. Briggs. There's E.M. Hernandez. There's Anka Guest. I think that's all I can think of right now. But yeah, there's actually a few non-binary philosophers, and they have a lot of interesting work. Blake Harris wrote a paper about like the Virgin Mary not being able to give informed consent. The paper is titled "Mary, Did You Consent?" You should read it. Check it out.
But she, we don't even know that she was a virgin.
Yeah.
The Greek doesn't actually specify.
Right, exactly.
Butler.
Blake Harris. Blake Harris also really quick, but I think Blake Harris also wrote another paper about like what the afterlife should look like for trans people, and they basically said like in the paper that like trans people who did not get the transition on Earth should get the transition in heaven, and not only should trans people get the transition in heaven, but trans folks have to pay for it.
Fuck yeah. Do you know if, like I know Judith, but I haven't read any of her
Yes. Butler's a good one too.
Okay. So
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yes, definitely check out Butler. Butler's I don't really agree with like Butler has an interesting like performative theory of gender. You can look into that. I'm not like that's something else too. Butler has I don't really read a lot of Butler, but I need to. From what I read.
famous. So
I mean,
Yes, Butler's absolutely famous and absolutely influential. Like she's probably like one of they're probably. I think they only use they them pronouns now, right? I might be wrong about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's
So
on like Wikipedia. Right?
okay, cool. So yeah, they are one of the most influential continental philosophers right now, I think.
Continental.
and to be careful.
Continental are the ones that I don't know. People are like,
From the continent.
oh, they
from
suck.
Europe.
Sorry to interject really quickly. I just wanted to say it was nice being up here. I'll probably be back before you're gone, depending on when Keenan's alive. But I've got to make a call to my allergist. I'm having some problems and need to know at what point I would need to take certain actions with the epinephrine. So I'm going to let y'all go.
Oh no!
Feel
Well,
better?
hopefully-
I hope
yeah,
you're not
hopefully-
having a reaction.
Yeah, hopefully things
Thanks.
go well. I know
Yeah.
you've been
hope-
struggling with it for a minute here, but I hope it gets
Yeah.
better, despite the.
I realized, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, my hands have been itchy since yesterday, as well as the rest of my body, mind you. But I realized that they were swollen, and I was like, I'm kind of on the line of what they would consider on the paperwork, like a quote unquote severe reaction. So I should probably give them a call. All right. Well, I'll talk to you all later. I can breathe fine, by the way. I'm not like throwing up or anything. I'm just very itchy. That's all, and swollen. That's all.
I hope you feel better.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
And just for my last point, Parthenos does mean virgin, but it's debated on whether the audience during this time period would have actually seen that word as such. Just to clarify, because if someone's going to hear that and be like, "But Ashlyn said the Parthenos doesn't mean," well, no, that's not what I meant.
Wasn't a virgin woman considered to be like an unmarried woman, not someone who's never had sex in the ancient world? I don't know. I've read that, like, what's the word? Like,
No, because
the
there were women that weren't married when they
Hello?
engaged in that.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say hi. Welcome. Do you disagree?
I think transgender people do, but I also think that women deserve to as well, which they're not.
Well,
what do you mean by that?
Well, women have also the right to, live free from violence and fear.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would agree.
Yeah, but it's fear is being brought upon them when men are invading their spaces.
Which men are invading their spaces?
Trans women.
It's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
Do you know that like
It is happening.
data driven wise, it's cis men, not trans men. The fact is that trans individuals are more likely to have violence enacted onto them than actually committing violence.
But they don't care about that.
Yeah, but to be a trans woman, you have to be a man first because
you don't.
you're
That's not-
transitioning to something else.
No,
For example, I'm not a trans woman. I was
That's
born
not
a
what that
woman.
word. That's not what that word
Guys,
means.
that's not what being trans
You were
means.
born a baby.
Fucking you spread misinformation about my fucking community, you fucking piece of shit. That's not what trans means. Trans doesn't mean transitioning. You people
What does
need
it
to
mean?
Yeah, trans. Okay, like here, I'll fucking educate you. Okay. So to be transgender is to have a gender identity that is incongruent with the sex you were assigned at birth. You notice how I did not say the word transgender?
Yes. So then trans.
So I didn't say
then
wait,
men.
Sky,
then
Sky,
trans
don't
women
Sky,
were
don't
men at
interrupt me,
birth.
Sky. Don't interrupt me, Sky.
They're
I
not
didn't-
goddamn
I'm not
trans
interrupting you.
anymore.
You sounded
nope,
finished.
Yes, you did. You
No,
did
no
interrupt
one's
me.
a man at birth. By the way, that's
Yeah,
a
no
whole.
one's a man at birth, Sky. People are babies, Sky.
Okay, trans
They were all
women were born
babies when
men.
they were
They were
born,
born
Sky.
men.
No,
When they
no
were
one's
No,
born a
When they
man.
were born, the gender was man. Man.
Sky.
No.
M-A-N.
They're
And then
born
they
boys,
transitioned to
if
trans
anything.
woman. Or else they
Sky.
wouldn't be transitioning
Sky.
from something.
Sky, what's a man?
An
Is a
adult
man
human
a-
male.
Wait, Sky. Are people born adults?
No, people are
fucking
born.
idiot.
No,
Hold on,
people are
wait, no,
born
no,
either
no, stop,
male or
stop,
female.
Stop.
Yeah, you're
No,
saying.
no, Sky. No, everyone, please.
Just calm
Everyone,
down for a
Sky,
second. Just calm down.
Answer this fucking question, Sky. Are
Alright.
people born men? Yes or no? All you have to say is yes or no.
No.
Are people born men? No, then no one is born a fucking man, Sky. You see how easy that was?
I don't get this.
I'm trying to show that
There's
you're
a difference between
I'm
there's
trying to show
difference
that you're a fucking
between
idiot, Sky.
you just said people are born adults at birth, which isn't true.
No, I didn't
No,
say that, you idiot. You said that.
Hold on.
You
yeah.
said that, Sky.
Ava
You
asked,
said that, you fucking
Can you
idiot.
get the live clip up and post it of me saying that?
Yeah, I have it. I mean, I
Because the lives get recorded, so you can post that. But
this
no,
person
so
not just say born
Nobody
a man.
said that but you.
wait, so then does that mean that all men are trans women?
You said Sky that they were born men. That is literally verbatim what you said.
Well, they were born
We're
boys
the
then.
one.
They were
we're
born
the one-
boys.
We were the
Trying to
ones that
fucking gaslight
corrected
us.
you.
But they were born boys then. Okay, let's stick
Yeah.
with that. They were
Idiot.
born boys. Okay,
They're
so then
assigned
but then
They were born male, assigned male at birth.
boys is the same. Well, boys is what we use in the UK. We
No.
don't say males. We say boys. Well, no, there's different
You
culture.
use
We call them
male.
boys. We don't call them males. We don't call them males. We call them boys.
And when we're separating in academic studies, the term is males.
Yeah, but I'm talking in UK sort of phrase. It's a boy, so it's the same as males.
No,
So,
it's not.
but anyway, so then are you
What
saying
the
that
fuck
all
about that?
males are
Like,
trans women?
no.
No.
Saying
you
that.
fucking idiot.
How does that logically be? How is that logically entailed?
Exactly, but I was just asking a question. I wasn't saying it was true. I was asking a question.
Oh,
No
okay.
one
What are you
fucking
even
said
doing?
that. No one said that at all.
So then are trans women the same as biological women?
No,
They are-
What the fuck is a biological
they're
woman?
women.
Women's
They're
not
not
Well,
exactly
were they born
The
women,
same
or
way,
were they
hey,
born,
Sky,
or were they
are you,
born males?
Sky,
You weren't
are
born
you
a woman
a
either.
Sky? Are you a cis woman?
I'm not cis. I was born a woman.
Oh, you're trans?
Also, you're
Okay,
trans.
So you are
so you're
cis.
I'm
you're
not.
trans.
No. I don't have to identify as my gender.
Okay. Well,
You don't
if
identify as
if you're not
cisgender?
cis, you're trans. It's a true
No, I don't. I know
dichotomy.
I don't identify because I'm just born it. So, for example, if I was a lion, I wouldn't go around saying
It's
I
not an
identify as a lion.
identification.
I'm
It's an
just a lion.
adjective.
You're a
Do you
lion,
describe
Scratchy.
women as tall,
But then it would be different.
short?
Let's say a cat said I identify as
Hey,
a dog,
we're
Sky,
not.
it's
then
an
they're identifying as
We're
adjective.
not
something
gonna get a
else.
good
It's
conversation
an
on Sky.
adjective.
Sky
It
is.
all
Wait,
all
Ashley,
trans.
why aren't they going to get a good conversation? I'm trying to listen. You're just talking, so you can
No,
just be
you're
quiet for a
not.
sec.
Shut the fuck up, Sky. I can already tell.
Ashley, you're a traitor. You're a traitor.
I can already tell,
I'm
Sky. I can tell.
I'm
I
not
can
a
fucking tell.
traitor.
All right, can I ask
Ashlyn's
something
just
then?
intelligent. Ashlyn's just intelligent, and you're not intelligent, Sky. That's the problem.
I
Do
bet
you
Sky
do you agree with
Rowling
trans
has
women
a
going in
point.
female bathrooms?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so then Ashley, by your logic, then would you be comfortable with letting your child go into a male bathroom?
Into a male. There's no such thing as a male bathroom.
Yeah, I
Well,
was about to say,
because there's a boys and there's a women bathroom.
yeah, but that's not
Boy,
male
doesn't need
versus
male.
female.
There's a men's restroom and a women's restroom.
So, Sky, let's make this incredibly.
So then, Ashley, would you be okay with your child going in a men's bathroom?
I wouldn't let my child go into either bathroom alone until a certain age.
Okay, but would you still let them in? Because you're still saying that trans women can go into spaces where children will be alone.
I watch children go into
Wait, what the
restrooms
fuck
with
are
their
trans people doing to
parents.
children?
There's
on, wait.
parents in there. I see
Yeah.
little boys go into the women's restroom all the time because it's much more safe for them to remain with their parents
Yeah, so
until a
what
certain
this-
age.
Yeah, but
Right,
can a little
Ashlyn,
boy
but what this
rape
Sky
a woman?
person's doing
Can
is
a
what
little
the
boy
fuck?
grape a
Trans
woman?
people, they're gonna fucking
What
A
the
fully
heck?
grown man, a
Fuck.
trans woman can grape a woman. A little boy cannot.
Can we fucking get rid of
That's
this
the
fucking
difference.
person?
Where is this happening?
Okay.
Can we get
What-
rid of this
Yeah.
fucking
Where is
person?
this happening?
The difference.
Where is
Okay,
this happening?
okay.
Women are fully grown adult human males
Cis
identifying as women.
cis
difference
men
between
are
a-
the
the
issue.
difference
I don't
between
have
a
it. The
fully
trans
grown
community.
man and a
There
little
is
boy
no
is very
data,
different.
Sky, to support your position.
A
The
little boy
fact
cannot-
is, it is
Not very
cisgender men
little boy can
that are
rape-
doing these
boy can
Guys,
rape
shut
women.
the fuck up. You're spreading
Why are you
misinformation.
crashing out?
What
Because
crash-
all these people do is crash out, Ashlyn. These people have fucking nothing. They just fucking fearmonger. They spread misinformation. They're fucking good transphobic pieces of shit. And then
Where's
they
the-
just do nothing. They do
Yeah,
nothing
they
but
don't-
interrupt.
Sky, you don't seem very educated on this topic to have such passionate viewpoint.
Yeah,
I
would agree
do
with
have
that.
education on the topic.
Well,
No,
what's
you
your,
don't.
what's your
None of you
education
do.
on the
All
topic?
you transphobic
But
are fucking idiots.
Ashley, what is the difference between a little boy and an adult human male?
Age.
Age.
Okay,
Wow.
exactly. So then, do you think a little boy can rape a woman in a bathroom with
I
her
mean,
with his mother?
theoretically, yes.
Yeah,
like,
it's
but,
possible.
okay,
Yeah,
can you
it's
get
just
some
that they-
cases up of little boys raping women in
Can you get
bathrooms with their
some
mothers?
cases
Well,
Why
yeah,
is this a
Because
part
Because
of
I
the
can bring up many
conversation?
cases of trans women raping women in
Hold on,
bathrooms.
hold on, hold
More
on.
than
Sky-
little boys raping
Sky,
women
Hey,
with
what
their
about
Linder.
cis women raping women in bathrooms? What about cis women raping women in bathrooms? What the fuck should we do about that?
Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. But also,
Yeah,
women
Sky-
cannot be raped
Sky-
by
Sky-
another
you're
woman.
fucking
Sky,
Women
then
cannot be
it's
raped by
nothing
another woman.
Sky is
Rape
is
is
grape
fucking
is
penetration.
grape
Sky.
Sky
You're meant
is
to be
grape
educated.
grape
but also
already
you
against
don't
the
know that
law?
Rape is physical penetration. So then a woman cannot rape a woman. They can only essay them.
Sky,
fuck?
what the
What are you
fuck?
talking about?
What the what?
These people
wait,
are very
everyone,
stupid.
everyone,
They don't know
everyone,
the
did you
difference
hear
between
that?
rape and essay.
Yeah.
Rape is
No,
physical
you can-
penetration. Rape is physical
You
penetration.
women can
So
grape
a woman
men.
cannot physically grape
Hey,
another
Sky.
woman because they
Hey,
can't
Sky.
penetrate
What the-
them because they don't have
Sky.
a
What is a
penis.
finger, Sky? What is
Yeah,
a finger?
that's the
What
difference.
are objects? No,
Yeah,
that is
grape
still
is physical
that is
penetration
still
by a
grape.
penis. A finger is not a penis.
No,
Oh, well,
what
well,
the
That's not a fucking
now
A,
you're
definition
getting
of
a finger is not a
rape.
penis, Ashley. Come on, are you
Hey,
stupid?
can we
definition
please
again.
stop this person from fucking spreading this fucking misinformation and
It's not
saying women can't
misinformation.
rape
Go
other
type it
women?
up. It's not.
Shut
What
the
the
fuck up, you piece of
heck?
shit!
Yeah, we're not gonna platform.
We're not gonna say that
essay
women can't
defenders.
rape other women. That's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Or women, yeah, like that's just sexist. Like to say
Exactly.
that like it now you're just being like sexist towards like men in this that women can't do these actions. Yes, that's not what grape is. Like you can absolutely. I mean, it was the case that a New York judge held Trump civilly liable and said that what Trump did to E. Jean Carroll was grape, even though there was no penetration in that regard. It was fingers.
He said that
Like-
it was only underneath the strict definition of New York law that
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be wrong to say that,
That was the
Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. It was just because they didn't have beyond a reasonable or the evidence didn't show that was more likely or not if there was a
Right.
penis involved. So
Yeah.
that was the only part that they did not know.
Crashing out for bigotry. That was what Sky did.
crashing out for God.
Watch out for Christ.
If you're penetrating someone with anything and it's without their fucking consent, you're fucking raping them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I understand I just don't see why it would make sense that they would hold onto that valley or into that down on that hill.
Why did they
grape?
bring that up?
I don't know.
Like,
Right.
why was like,
Bro.
why is a child graping an adult entering into the conversation? Like, what the heck
because
did that have
trans
to
folks
do?
are like, I don't know what's wrong with their fucking brains. These people are gonna make me go, they're gonna make me lose my mind.
That was like really gross. Like, why is it always British people? Fucking J.K. Rowling.
It's always British people.
Hey.
Done so much damage.
Someone said, who is persecuting transgender people? I mean, at least they use people language. Y'all make shit up to monetize your social media time. Stotsky, you're making those big bucks, aren't you?
Oh yeah, my whole 28 cents that I've made this live.
The whole 27
28
coins. I think
cents.
that's like 10 cents for me. We're massively rich now.
Yeah.
I made 30 cents once.
See,
I'm not sure that it pays the electricity that this computer's using. No, I mean it does, but
if anything, I make more money on the God topic, not the like. I made like $27 from doing that topic, not this topic. This topic never gets traction because bigots just like to come up and scream.
Wait, you actually make money doing this? No.
Not very much. Not like actually worth its salt.
It's like minimum
bothering my
wage
cat.
laughs at you.
Yeah, it's like $2 an hour, maybe, if that.
Imagine making $1 in a live. No. When I first started streaming, I made I made a little bit of money. I made a tiny bit over the time, but yeah. It also helps that you're also on with the Bible guy who has like a much bigger following too. So
He's only got 8,000.
I mean that's a
have
lot
90.
for somebody who has 200 or 300 followers. So it's all relative.
Yeah, I think I have like half of what he has. I have like 4,000. But I don't go live near as much as he does.
I've never seen you live.
I've been live. I was live the other day.
Well, I guess I might just not be on when scrolling on TikTok. I don't really scroll on TikTok too much other than to try to find like transphobes to smack bonk.
Yeah, I don't. I quit going into their lives because they just deny science, and then when they start to do that, I'm just like, there's no convincing you. Like you're just once you start, they'll bring up science, right? Like that. Like this one girl, she brought up like, oh, neurology shows that being trans is equivalent to schizophrenia. I was like, false.
No.
I was like, can you pull up a paper that says that, please? And I was like, I have a whole degree in this. Never once. Well, you just went to a liberal university. I was like, I just want to see a paper that says that's like published in an academic journal that has peer-reviewed support, because I don't think that exists. And then she starts going off on how like science, like they lie to you and it's conspiracy. And I was like, why did you use science then to try and make this claim?
Any science they like, it's anything they like, it's science. Whatever they don't like, it's a liberal conspiracy.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with being schizophrenic, but like they're not the same at all.
Yeah, that was the point. The point was that schizophrenia and being trans are not the same thing.
Yeah.
These people say the most ridiculous things, and when you ask them to provide substantiation, they will like bend themselves and twist themselves into fucking pretzels to avoid doing that.
Yeah, like as someone who had a brother that was schizoaffective, and the reason I studied psychology was because of him, because I lost him to that mind disease. It's very distinct. It's very different, and being trans isn't a mental illness at all. Nevertheless, we shouldn't have stigma about mental illness.
Exactly.
I want to make that very, very, very clear.
Yeah, that's another thing too. When people say like, "Oh, being trans is a mental illness," like they're using it as an insult, or they're like saying like, "Oh, trans people are like mentally mentally disordered or mentally ill, so therefore we shouldn't like take care of them, or therefore we should just like throw them under the bus or whatever. It's really fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand, like, this is shit is what led to, like, the H cost. Like, like, when you're spreading transphobia, when you're spreading ableism like that, you're spreading fucking Yahtzee propaganda. You're spreading fucking Yahtzee ideology.
Yep.
I'm fucking right about that.
For real, people don't realize that disabled folks and queer folks were the first before Jewish
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Even though it wasn't in as big of numbers necessarily, that was how it started, literally.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So again, if you're spreading ableism, if you're being ableist, you're spreading Yahtzee ideology.
Yep. But you've ever been to an H-Cost museum, it's very alarming.
I want to, but I don't know if I could fucking handle that.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
I have never had the opportunity to go to the Holocaust Museum, but I have been to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. And first of all, really cool history. Second of all, they do have a section that has like letters and pictures and historical documents from the Holocaust as well. And even that was like, it's just a lot. It's good to remember this history so that we don't rhyme, but it's a lot for sure.
There's a Museum of Human Rights in my city that's like, it's a good museum, but like there's controversies about it, like where there were religious groups went there and they asked staff to cover like gay stuff, and they did it, and so it's kind of like a shitty place, but it's very fancy.
To respond to covered, it was somebody in Germany who has then had most of their data purged by the Nazis. They were like systematically hunted down, and their research,
The Romani?
I believe so.
Yeah, the Romanis, the Romani people. The derogatory term starts with a G.
Yes. You're talking, yeah. What was being said about the Romani? I stepped out, sorry.
The Hirschfield Institute. It was
Oh,
the
gotcha.
first- yeah, the first gender. It was like the first gender clinic, at least what we would describe as one.
Can any of you tell me when the first transgender clinic was?
Yeah, 1919 ish.
Where?
Germany. We were just talking.
Who made
about
it?
this. A German.
Okay, but which person? What was the person's name?
Magnus Hirschfield. Is that correct?
What did he believe in?
I don't know what you mean by what did he believe in. He was a
What was his
physician.
religion? I mean, what was his religion?
He was Jewish. Correct?
Do you know what the Jews believe in gender?
Are you going to say something anti-Semitic?
Do you guys know what Semitic even means?
Yeah, it's the people the yeah, it's it's a language. It's literally just a marker for a language. But generally, when we mean anti-Semitic, we're talking about Jewish individuals, though. So there's the formal, and then
But
there's an
it doesn't
informal.
only go for Jewish people. It also goes for Christians and Muslims.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No?
Nope.
Okay, name the three languages.
There's
You
not
said it was
only
just
3
languages.
languages in the Semitic group.
Name
There's
the
like
three languages.
10.
It's
Google.
the term and the term.
Aramaic, there's Arabic, there's Egyptian, there's
No, I'm
Hebrew,
not.
there's-
She said three languages.
I didn't say
Arabic,
3
Hebrew,
languages.
Aramaic.
Exactly. Okay, Arabic,
and
Hebrew,
Telugu.
When
Aramaic.
so I'm
That's what I just
very
said.
pro-Palestine, but when we say the term anti-Semitic, we're generally referencing Jewish people. I do agree
Yes.
that the term means something else, but that the formal and informal use of that word are very different. When
Well,
we
actually,
use
If I anti-Semitic, the word is actually like it's not anti-Semitic. It's like its own word. Like if you look into the etymology, it was invented literally specifically to talk about discrimination against Jewish people, not just Semitic people groups.
Okay, well then who spoke Arabic? You said Arabic. Who spoke that?
the Arabs.
Okay, and what were they? Muslims, right?
Not all Arabs are Muslims.
No, no, no. I'm saying, okay, you're
Arabic
saying
far
you're
predates Islam.
Hebrew.
Why are we?
You're saying Hebrew. You said you.
What?
Wait,
Why are
you
we
said
talking
Hebrew,
about? What does
Arabic,
this
and
have to do with
Arabic.
anything
Yeah,
on the
what the fuck does this have to do
background?
with hey, person on top? What the fuck does this
Because
have
you
to do
call
with
me
I'm
anti-Semitic.
gonna be mean now. What the fuck does this have to do with the topic?
I didn't call you anti-Semitic. I
Why would
asked
you
you.
bring
Said
up?
that.
I asked you if you were gonna say something anti-Semitic because of the way your argumentation was going.
No. No.
Okay, so why does it matter where the
Okay.
first clinic was, or where
Yeah.
it was?
Well, it matters because the man he was Jewish, and he believed the Jewish people believed that there were 7 genders. Do you guys know this?
No,
Have you ever looked it up?
okay, so modern day Hebrew versus ancient Hebrew, and
yeah.
what the ancient Israelites believed, the terms that were used were generally secondary semex characteristics. They were phenotypical expressions used generally in like law and everyday societies. There were 6 words with 2 subcategories.
Modern Hebrew is also a conlang that's not really related to ancient Hebrew.
Pin
by
it
the way.
on
And
religion.
I also think
That has
saying
nothing to do with this. I don't know what this
Yeah.
has to do with the transgender individuals deserve to live free from violence, discrimination, and legal erasure. This doesn't have to do with the topic.
If
You're
anything, you're just bringing up a really good point of when the Yazis try to legally erase trans people. Like, you're just giving us a really good example on a silver plate to show, look, this is what happens if we let things go.
the Yazis. Who Yazis? What?
NAZ.
Germany, 1940s,
Oh.
30s. The
We have to
Yazis.
censor our language on TikTok.
Yes.
Okay.
It's stupid censorship.
Yeah. So you're just really giving us, like, on a silver platter, a really good example of why we need to talk about this issue, because this is
Okay, but
otherwise what
then can I ask something? Do you guys believe that it's only those people who needs to live free, who deserve it?
No,
No, of course not.
Look, if you go to like a event talking about breast cancer, would you accuse all of those people of not caring about other forms of cancer?
No,
you,
but
you wouldn't fucking do that. So why would you do that on this panel? There you go.
'Cause
There you
it
go.
seems like you guys-
fucking think about that.
Hey, just
really
because
all lives matter right now?
just because we say free Palestine, does it not mean that we say free Congo, free to Sudan?
okay.
Free
Let me
Sudan,
ask you.
free
Let
Sudan.
me ask you guys then something. Do you believe that I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but TW people? Do you think that they should be allowed to go into female bathrooms?
Are you talking about trans women?
EW?
Yeah.
They're women, so they should be in women's spaces.
Okay, so when a little girl goes into the bathroom and sees someone that is TW, is that appropriate for you guys?
Yes.
What are they going to
children-
see?
Make
Children are
yourself
so mean.
not peek under stalls.
Do you know we have like we have stalls in America? Like
Yeah,
you go
but,
in no if I go into the bathroom and I see any genitalia, nevertheless if it's a male or a female genitalia, something
I'm not
has gone
talking about
very
that. I'm
wrong.
saying when she's washing her hands. Do you guys think it's an
Hey, I was
appropriate-
washing my hands in the women's restroom and a child fucking saw me. Now fucking what? Now what? Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know what happened to the child?
Nothing.
Do you want to know what happened to the child? The child was fine. The child washed their fucking hands and they left the fucking bathroom, and I washed my hands and I left the fucking bathroom, and
Do
then
you-
nothing fucking
okay,
happened
do you
because
guys
we're not
think-
because we're not all fucking predators. You fucking people. accuse
Why
us of
are you
being-
getting aggressive then?
Because
Why
because
are
I
you
can
so
tell.
angry?
Hey,
I'm
here's
asking
why.
simple questions.
Here's why. Here's why.
Hey,
Here's why. Here's why I'm getting angry. Okay? Because I can tell. I can tell. That's why.
If someone like questioned whether it was appropriate for you to exist in a space, I think you'd get pretty fucking pissed too.
Yeah, I can tell
To go
transphobia.
where?
I can tell transphobia. I can tell when people are being transphobic. I can hear transphobia. I can
No, I'm not
identify transphobia because I'm not.
I'm not
Yes,
afraid.
you are.
You
Yes,
are.
you
Never
are.
owe our oppressors.
Well,
I can identify.
fuck
I can
me,
identify.
you're afraid of it.
Shut the fuck up.
Our oppressors respect.
I can identify
Never will.
transphobia because I'm not a fucking idiot and I'm a transgender person.
Well,
I
when
can-
you're saying phobic, you're saying that I'm afraid of it. I'm never afraid.
Oh my god,
That's
you
not
all
what
have the
transphobia
same
means.
brain
Not
cells.
what
Like seriously,
transphobia
you all
means.
just listen to
do.
the same fucking person and then regurgitate everything they say.
Oh my god, trans. Wait, wait. What's your name? Astrid.
Astrid, just Astrid.
Yeah, Astrid. Right? These people all have the same fucking brain cell. They're like the fucking Borg.
Can I ask you guys something then?
Okay,
Wait,
hold on. Let's be clear on what a phobia is in the psychology
Thank
sense.
you,
It
thank
is
you.
it is a fear or aversion to, and you are adverse to having an individual who is trans be seen by a child in a bathroom. That is an aversion, like by definition.
So by definition, you're transphobic. So I'm fucking right. So, W me again.
And I would
Go
hold
Ava.
that-
Can I ask you guys
W, Ava.
something?
Oh yeah.
I would also
These
just
words
I'm
words
gonna
don't have an
define-
effect on me. But can I ask you guys then something? Do you think it's
Yeah,
important?
I know that information like data and correct knowledge doesn't have an effect on you. We're very aware that that is the case.
Yeah, because you're an idiot. All transphobes are idiots. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
like,
I-
if you're transphobic, you're a fucking idiot. You're just useless and you're fucking scum. That's it.
Okay,
I
okay.
hate
Let's let
transphobes.
them say the next empty platitude that they got from their.
Let me ask then a question. Let me ask you guys a question then. Do you think it's important to learn about this at school?
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. So that way we're not. That way people aren't as uneducated as you. The
Fair
problem
enough
with you
to
people.
tolerance.
That's
Great
another thing too.
question.
The problem with you people who don't want children to be educated is that you want them to you want children to be just as fucking idiotic as you are, and then that will contribute to more hatred and violence being spread against members of the community. That
No,
we're trying
no,
to
but I'm
educate.
saying
No, no,
Fun.
wait. Do you
Usually
understand my
the mean
point?
one.
I
understand
understand
my
your point.
point?
I understand your point. But
So
what
we should
I'm
be
saying
educating
is-
people.
What I'm saying is, you cannot force someone.
No one's
Like, let's-
forcing anything on anyone. It's
Okay,
not
but
by
then you cannot
force.
decide what people's children.
That's
learn-
not
need
what's
to
being.
learn.
That's not what's fucking happening. You're
In
spreading
public
misinformation.
education, we decide all the time what other people's children need to learn. They have the right to pull their children out of public education if they do not wish this. But we are going to teach that diversity exists and people aren't all the same. That's all that's being taught,
Okay,
and
I
it's
thought she was
age
saying that.
appropriate.
I thought she was saying something else. I thought she was saying that like they're trying to teach children how to be trans or some
Yeah.
shit.
If you don't want your child to learn something, then your child doesn't have to learn it, but they're not going to get a public education. That is what that means. I'm assuming you don't do the same thing with math, science, social studies. All of this. The fact is that trans
That doesn't
individuals,
affect the child.
well, yes, learning math has a direct effect on that individual's employment
How?
in the future.
How?
Yeah, because I don't know a single job I've ever had that I'm not doing some sort of basic fucking math on.
Okay, but what job do you have that you're doing a job on this?
It literally any job literally it requires math.
Bigotry.
You could
No, I'm not talking about math. You're mentioning math, but I'm saying this.
Yeah,
If you want this to be a
yeah,
subject in
the
school.
fact that we live
in
in
a
a society with diverse individuals, and they're going to come across a trans person likely once in their life, or probably more. And all that it does is teaches them that individuals don't always look and act exactly like you.
And it's been that way throughout all of history.
Okay, but then
Are you-
we
It's just so
we know
wild.
that black people and white people don't act the same, so
What the
there's a
fuck?
need to teach
What
them.
does that have to do with
Phenotypical
anything?
expression does not determine behavior.
I have a question.
You
Person-
racist
person,
piece
are
of
you-
shit.
I'm not racist. I'm black. I'm not racist.
Yes, that is inherently.
Hold on, you can be racist and black at the same time.
Yeah,
Just-
but I
just
didn't
FYI.
offend anyone's race. So how
Okay,
am I
but
racist?
bringing up
It would be-
race
Is,
out
are
of
you saying
class,
that it's a race?
You just sound like a fucking idiot at this point. I mean, let's be fucking for real.
I'm the
I
idiot.
think I've demonstrated that. I think I've demonstrated that to almost everyone.
I'm the idiot. You guys are saying
you
what
are an idiot.
children need to
Yeah.
learn.
You have literally
children-
everything
children-
you said
yes,
has been
children should
just
be educated, so that
regurgitation of
way-
Okay, let me
Children
just,
should be educated so that we're not fucking idiots like you. Yes.
okay, but then let me tell you something. I think if you have decided to become this and not have children in your
I didn't
life,
decide to become
you should
trans.
not have a say in what other
Trans people
need
have
to learn.
children.
Covered.
News.
Huh?
Trans people
Trans
have
people
children.
have children all the
Our
time.
children too.
News.
Then
you agree
teach
that,
their own kids. Don't teach other people's kids.
News. You agree that
Then
we should be
don't
teaching
go to
facts?
public education.
Well, what does public education have to do with this?
That's where it's
public education should teach.
Oh,
News.
what the fuck? Are we having the same conversation?
No,
I
we're
am
not.
honestly,
This person's in fucking Narnia or some shit. I
I'm
don't know what the
worried
fuck-
Following
covered
for
in
their
covered in
listening
fucking Mordor or
comprehension.
something.
Hold on. Can I
A what?
hold- get this for a second?
You're like in Mordor or something, or I don't know what the fuck you are.
Mordor.
What?
Yeah.
It's a fantasy land. What I was gonna ask is, what do you think that we should teach in public schools? We should be teaching facts, correct?
Teaching what?
Facts.
Facts.
Things that are
No, I
factual.
think
Things you don't like.
I think we should be teaching an important subject that has always been around.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Transgender people are important part of history that have
people
been
have
around
also-
for.
Okay, but we're
thousands
teaching
and
about
thousands and thousands.
heterosexual relationships.
Trans
or
people
we're
have
teaching
been
about.
around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
So-
and
Okay,
children deserve
but
to be educated about trans
we
people.
we're
don't have
teaching
classes
kids.
to teach people about being
Hold on.
heterosexual. So
Yeah, we do.
What we teach kids about is that not everybody's family looks the same, and that not everybody looks the same. This is what we want to teach. We want to teach about the facts that not everybody identifies the same. And that is completely age appropriate. To say otherwise is absurd.
okay, so let me tell you guys this. So, what? Let's say a child comes and identifies as a dog. Would you accept that?
Holy shit! What? Wait. I have a
Dogs.
question.
Because people do this. People
No,
do
no,
this.
they fucking don't. I have a
No.
question.
Yes, they do.
No.
No, they don't.
Hold on,
It's
I
a
have
different
question.
species. It's not the same fucking thing.
Exactly.
You people
I'd like
can't
to
reason
point
to
out
save
that this
your
is
fucking lives.
also just a regurgitated talking point.
Exactly,
Right.
Astrid. Like they have nothing but regurgitated talking points because they can't actually think for themselves. They can't actually reason. Like if this person on the top actually took 2 seconds to look up what a fucking false equivalency is, they would know how fucking asinine that fucking statement was. But they're not gonna fucking do it because they're fucking ignorant and they want.
Oh, your teacup, by the way.
They're not going to do it because they're fucking ignorant and they want to remain ignorant. Like transphobes just want to remain ignorant. Like I'm not even mad at transphobes for being ignorant. They just want to be willfully ignorant, and that's what fucking pisses me off when people are willfully ignorant. Like this person on top. Like
Okay.
all
Well,
trans-
I'm not delusional.
I
yes,
have a
you are
suggestion.
delusional. You fucking
No,
asshole.
I'm not gonna say
You're
something
tra-
is
you're
something when
transphobe.
it's
If
not
you're
something.
transphobe, you're fucking delusional. You
Hey,
absolutely
hey,
hold on.
hey,
What is
Oh.
delusional? Why do you bring up delusion?
I'm not gonna say a
Oh, Ashley, this is
TW
another talking
person
point.
is a woman. I'm not gonna say that when I can clearly see.
So wait, hold on.
I'm not
You're
gonna
saying
say
that-
someone is something without them actually being it.
So do you think a sports car is a car?
It's a car, yeah.
Okay, so adjectives don't change it from being, what it is. So unless if trans means not woman, then all of a sudden trans woman by definition
Well, okay,
must be
if-
woman because it's an adjective. Trans is an adjective.
If you look up the definition
Well,
of
what is
trans
a
woman,
then?
it does say
What is a
trans women are
woman for
women.
You guys describe it. What is a woman? What is a woman?
Anyone with the first person subjective experience of woman.
That's not a description.
I still
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
need to
not
be
a.
described.
That's not even a.
It doesn't
definition.
actually need to be described. So this is actually an interesting thing too.
So okay,
So
this
we
is
could
the
we could
important
actually we
point.
could actually work towards our goals as feminists because I'm a feminist and Ashlyn I'm sure is a feminist and like
I am.
Okay, cool. So we can actually I don't know Top Guest is a fucking feminist. Top Guest doesn't sound like a fucking feminist, but we can actually work towards our goals as feminists without defining what a
fucking
fucking woman
feminist.
is. Like we can. Like, there's actually no practical or political need to fucking bicker about what the definition of a fucking
Okay,
woman is.
when you're a feminist, if you said you're a feminist, what you're fighting for? Who are you fighting
Yeah,
for?
gender liberation.
Yeah, equal rights for both men and women.
Men
Equal rights
and
for fucking
women.
everybody.
Okay, men
Equal
and
rights
women.
for everybody.
Yep.
Man, woman, non-binary.
That's what a
whatever.
That's not
feminist
what
is.
feminism is about, though. It's about
And
men
and we
women.
can work towards that goal without fucking bickering about definitions of gender categories.
Yeah,
So-
feminism by definition. Here, let me pull it up.
At least this wave is
When
about.
you people insist that we have to fucking define woman in order
So
to do no, we
the
fucking don't.
advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes is one. We can go through feminism is the belief that social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. So it includes both. That's
Yeah,
that's
men
what
and women.
feminine. Yeah, and
Yeah.
trans men and trans women are included in that.
I'm not saying
And
trans. I'm
so
saying
are
men and women. It's men and women.
well, trans is an adjective, the same as being tall or short. It's just describing the type of woman.
Okay, so when you're a TW person, what you're transitioning into being a woman, right?
No.
Sorry, that's not what
No,
trans
no,
means.
no, no, no.
Me.
This is the problem with you people
What?
and your lack of education. It's like you say the most ridiculous things,
Tra-
and like
trans-
it's just
Trans is an adjective that just kind of means on the other side of.
Okay, you guys, you
Right,
can add words to whatever you want and put
That's
words
not what's
in, but it
happening.
doesn't
That's yeah,
change
we
the
do.
reality.
We use language to get more and more nuanced and descriptive. That's what we do. That's how language works. If you don't like it, it just means that you're just not. I don't know. You don't like language.
No, I'm not
Astrid.
saying I don't like language. I'm saying I
Astrid,
don't like
I could
people
literally,
using
Astrid,
the
I could
wrong
literally predict what this
words
person's
for
going to say.
Yeah. So we're just adding more nuance to the language.
At this point, I can literally predict what this person's going to say.
So the term woman is a gender category.
No, I'm
It
not
is
saying
a
what the
sex.
term woman is. I'm saying
It is
what
not a
is a
sex.
woman.
What is a chair? I don't know what that has to do with this conversation.
Well, you're saying trans woman, so keyword woman. What is a woman?
Yeah, anyone with the first person subjective experience of a woman.
Okay,
That's
so
what a
anyone
woman
who
is.
has
Specify what
the
that is
experience
because
of-
gender categories are fucking made up anyway. So
Yeah.
what?
gender categories are fucking made up.
And
They are.
fucking made
Okay,
up.
so why can men not get pregnant?
Welcome to reality. Welcome
Well,
to
Why can men not get
men
pregnant?
can get pregnant.
yeah, that's
Which
the,
men?
that's the fun
Trans
part.
men?
Yes, trans men can get pregnant.
Well, they're not men. They're biological females.
Not all women can get pregnant
Men
either.
are-
Not all
men
cisgender
I
men.
know that.
Not only cisgender women can get pregnant. So pregnancy is not clearly a necessary condition of being a woman. You
Then
don't
what
adhere
is
to
it?
that.
What have you guys ever heard of Adam and Eve? Don't you know what
serious?
You mean
Don't you know?
you mean the magical story where God pulls some dust up and blows air into
So you
this
guys are
mythical being?
atheists.
I'm an atheist, yeah, because I've read the
You're talking
book.
about the story where where God blew Adam to life.
So wait, you're talking about Yahweh, the Bronze Age deity that made man from dust and made a woman from a rib, who talked to a talking snake to eat from a forbidden fruit.
A walking, talking snake, Stosie. Don't forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A walking
Who then
That's
who
not
then
how it's described
sacrificed
in what I
himself.
believe.
Yes, it is. What
Yes, it
happened?
is.
I don't
What
believe in the
happened?
Bible, so I haven't read the same book
What?
as you guys.
What? No. Okay. Yes, it's in Genesis. Literally, what
I
happened?
have not read it.
Do you believe in it and you haven't
you
even read
haven't.
it?
I don't believe in your guys' version of it, but I believe there were real persons.
We're accurately summarizing the
God.
events. That's the problem.
So when God said,
Guys, I
I the
don't want
Lord
to- I don't
God
want
said
to
to the
discuss-
serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you among all animals and among all wild creatures. Upon your belly you shall go. You don't think that happened? That God, prior to this, the serpent wasn't
let me ask
walking.
you guys
God literally
something.
said this. This is in air quotes from your precious
Okay,
Lord.
let me guys ask you something. Can a dog be transgender then?
No.
A dog? Can a dog be that?
Do you
Dogs
ever
don't
call a
have gender.
dog a woman?
Well,
Dogs don't
a
have
dog
gender,
is a
so,
female or male species.
Female
They're-
and
That-
male
'cause-
aren't genders.
There are
Because sex
two.
is not gender. You're conflating terms.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay, so
two.
now we're also choosing genders for animals. Is that
So-
what we're doing now?
we confer
Did you just
gender.
hear what we
Oh my
said?
god. Oh my god.
So we don't.
We
don't
said
talk
no
about-
because animals don't have gender, because we don't use gender terms to describe them. I mean, like, on like slang we do, but like in reality, we call it anything that is of the sex female can be anything that's of the sex female, and that's in relation to any. We don't call a little puppy young woman. Like that's just weird.
And we do actually have like some gendered-ish related nouns. Like we have doe and buck, which are like we're talking about adult deers that are either male or female. But the idea
Those
of
are
gender,
still sex terms.
yeah, they're more
but
sex
those are
terms
sex.
and age terms than gender. And we also
But
can't
also, lots of
communicate.
animals have intersex conditions, and
Yeah, when I say
Yeah,
animals
remember
have
lions?
gender, I mean they don't have like social systems of gender.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to say too. We don't
yeah.
communicate with animals, so we couldn't even know how they identify. And since
Right,
gender is something
exactly.
based
Yeah.
off of identification, we'd be unable to understand how another animal identifies. At least
Okay, so
right
how
now.
did scientists make this up? They didn't talk. They didn't need to talk to the animals
We
to
can
know
look
if it
at
was
we
female or
okay.
male.
We can
wasn't.
They
female
looked at the animal.
female and male are descriptions of either phenotypical and genotypical characteristics.
Whoa! Hold on, Ashlyn. I'm sorry to interrupt you. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, how about we
I
don't
stepped,
get
I
too
stepped
You
away
guys
for,
say
I stepped away for
nonsense.
2 seconds and I heard some fucking
I don't
ableist
think
shit.
phenotypical and genotypical characteristics are literally how you are trying to describe gender. So you're adhering to this principle. That's not nonsense.
I
Okay,
just
let me
I,
ask
oh no
you
no
guys
wait I'm
then.
sorry.
Just
What
so
was
Let
you
it?
me
know,
ask
if
her
you're ableist,
something.
you will get
In a
dropped.
Can I
100
wait?
years,
No, shut up. Hold on,
no,
everyone,
I'm
please. No,
Don't be
shut the fuck
ableist
up.
and you can stay.
Yeah, hey, covered. Stop being an ableist piece of shit, you fucking piece of shit.
don't insult me.
I'm not gonna
If
stop
you're
insulting
ableist
you.
again,
You have big,
listen. If
I'm
you are
not gonna stop
ableist
insulting
again,
you.
I will drop
you
you.
have bigger problems if I can
I'm not
offend
gonna
you
stop
on a
insulting
live and
you.
you're gonna
I'm not
react
gonna
like
stop
that.
insulting you.
It's not
You
If you're gonna
you
react
you
like
were
that, it
insulting you.
there's a
shows how low
difference.
of a
There's a difference between swearing at someone and making fun of a speech impediment, which I do not have one, but there are individuals that do. That was highly offensive.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I
were
don't
being
make fun of you
ableist.
because
Okay?
of characteristics that you display.
Fucking
So don't
spreading
make fun of
Nazi
me.
ideology.
I have been nothing but cordial to you. I have not called you names. I have not done anything to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
the only
Ashlyn's been
people who
treating you
are
better than you fucking deserve.
exactly, and you only get to
I'm
be in
treating you
these
like you
types of
fucking deserve.
spaces if you are not an ableist fuck. I don't
Yeah,
know
you're
where
an
they
ableist
went.
piece of shit.
They
They
And
they
I
ran
will,
or whatever.
I will treat
But
all ableist motherfuckers exactly how they fucking deserve. Like they're fucking worthless scum.
as much as
Hey,
I don't like the over talking, which I was also participating in this time, and it's a struggle sometimes. Also, still, I don't know if it would help to have other people that can mute. You didn't get kicked, Covered News. You dropped. Anyways, if other people have the ability to mute op, then steamrolling can't happen, and everybody gets to finish what they're saying. So I don't know if you want to give a few other people that power besides myself. But yeah, other than that was some wild shit.
I invited them back.
I think everyone should get as angry
Oh,
as I
they
do about
declined.
ableism.
They
Everyone should get as
declined.
angry as I do at ableism. We should not allow that shit at all. That shit leads to fucking Nazism.
No,
Like,
I
is
agree,
that-
but the reason that they do that is to
don't
upset
add
you,
me
so I don't give
I'm
them
not
the
gonna speak
power.
with you guys.
exactly, Ashlyn. Yeah.
You are
I don't.
gruesome people and you're gonna hurt children. I don't want to speak to any of you.
Oh, that's
Goodbye.
a claim. Oh,
Up here, then
okay.
fucking
So
do
you
something.
did
What?
Came back and you don't want to speak to us.
So then they
And then
ran.
they proceeds to speak to us.
By giving gender affirming care to youth, you help children. You don't hurt them. By showing that diversity exists, you help children. There is no evidence to support your claim. You just believe things without having evidence for them. Hence why you are religious. Sky Daddy is what you
And
believe in.
exactly, and we have proof that it is actually harming children to hold those beliefs. So it's not like we're doing this for no reason.
Hey guys, guess what? Ian is live.
I knew you were going to see that and probably wrap it
And
up.
on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
W-
going
go to
live.
Go to Ian's live.
Allegedly, Ian, see you there.
Yep.
Stoat
go to-
raid.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody. That was fun. I'll try to go live more often. Bye bye. Thank you.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.